I want to laugh a bit, but then someone by the side is just nudging me and saying, excuse me, I've not even gotten one job yet. What? In a creator economy where literally 134.5 million persons show up on LinkedIn literally every day, guys, there are 1 billion professionals on LinkedIn, which makes it the largest professional network. On YouTube is another 8 billion persons looking forward to meet you, and you're still languishing in your one job. My name is Dr. Vivian Magnus, and I am a medical doctor as well as a lead coach of the Phoenix Kids Group. And guess what? We are out to educate every human being on the earth freely every week. Click that link and join the community of excellent persons. I can tell that you're already wondering if this is something you can do. Now, this is one thing you should know. You will rise to the level of your goals. Yes, it's 2025, and I know that book is filled up with so many goals. We're welcoming you to be one of our exceptional members, as well as join our bootcamp or our masterclass. So if you have never earned on the internet and you don't even know the business side of what you do, now I'm saying this because I know you're a medical doctor right there and you're wondering if it's going to be possible, and then you're a nursing mother right there and you're wondering if your life has paused. Well, you're going to have to join me on this journey. Right now we're going to be starting our 3 weeks long boot camp of ginger. Yeah, and it's because I will literally make you do what you have to do. At the end of this camp, you get an opportunity to also be inducted into our members, our public speaking pool. This and so much more we're going to be offering to you who is watching this video. Kindly click on both links. If you're ready to join the bootcamp, we're waiting for you on the other side. And if you are willing to just join the free community where we meet literally every week, do well to also click the link. Imagine you ending 2025 in the best of your rides, in the best of your houses, as well as raising your kids effortless. Well, that's exactly what my story is. Join me on this journey. Thank you. Hi, it's 2025 and you're still wondering or considering if you would pay attention to multiple streams of income or not. I want to laugh a bit, but then someone by the side is just nudging me and saying, excuse me, I've not even gotten one job yet. What? In a creator economy where literally 134.5 million persons show up on LinkedIn literally every day, guys, there are 1 billion professionals on LinkedIn, which makes it the largest professional network. On YouTube is another 8 billion persons looking forward to meet you, and you're still languishing in your one job. My name is Dr. Vivian Magnus, and I am a medical doctor as well as a lead coach of the Phoenix Kids Group. And guess what? We are out to educate every human being on the earth freely every week. Click that link and join the community of excellent persons. I can tell that you're already wondering if this is something you can do. Now, this is one thing you should know. You will rise to the level of your goals. Yes, it's 2025, and I know that book is filled up with so many goals. We're welcoming you to be one of our exceptional members, as well as join our bootcamp or our masterclass. So if you have never earned on the internet and you don't even know the business side of what you do, now I'm saying this because I know you're a medical doctor right there and you're wondering if it's going to be possible, and then you're a nursing mother right there and you're wondering if your life has paused. Well, you're going to have to join me on this journey. Right now we're going to be starting our 3 weeks long boot camp of ginger. Yeah, and it's because I will literally make you do what you have to do. At the end of this camp, you get an opportunity to also be inducted into our members, our public speaking pool. This and so much more we're going to be offering to you who is watching this video. Kindly click on both links. If you're ready to join the bootcamp, we're waiting for you on the other side. And if you are willing to just join the free community where we meet literally every week, do well to also click the link. Imagine you ending 2025 in the best of your rides, in the best of your houses, as well as raising your kids effortless. Well, that's exactly what my story is. Join me on this journey. Thank you. Hi, it's 2025 and you're still wondering or considering if you would pay attention to multiple streams of income or not. I want to laugh a bit, but then someone by the side is just nudging me and saying, excuse me, I've not even gotten one job yet. What? In a creator economy where literally 134.5 million persons show up on LinkedIn literally every day, guys, there are 1 billion professionals on LinkedIn, which makes it the largest professional network. On YouTube is another 8 billion persons looking forward to meet you, and you're still languishing in your one job. My name is Dr. Vivian Magnus, and I am a medical doctor as well as a lead coach of the Phoenix Kids Group. And guess what? We are out to educate every human being on the earth freely every week. Click that link and join the community of excellent persons. I can tell that you're already wondering if this is something you can do. Now, this is one thing you should know. You will rise to the level of your goals. Yes, it's 2025, and I know that book is filled up with so many goals. We're welcoming you to be one of our exceptional members, as well as join our bootcamp or our masterclass. So if you have never earned on the internet and you don't even know the business side of what you do, now I'm saying this because I know you're a medical doctor right there and you're wondering if it's going to be possible. And then you're a nursing mother right there and you're wondering if your life has paused. Well, you're going to have to join me on this journey. Right now, we're going to be starting our 3 weeks long boot camp of Ginger. Yeah. And it's because I will literally make you do what you have to do. At the end of this camp, you get an opportunity to also be inducted into our members, our public speaking pool. This and so much more, we're going to be offering to you who is watching this video. Kindly click on both links. If you're ready to join the bootcamp, we're waiting for you on the other side. And if you are willing to just join the free community where we meet literally every week, do well to also click the link. Imagine you ending 2025 in the best of your rides, in the best of your houses, as well as raising your kids effortless. Well, that's exactly what my story is. Join me on this journey. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. So I'm going to start super fast as our manner is. I would want to thank everybody who took out some time from their busy schedule to come right into our studios, and as well as join as many that will be speaking tonight. And as well, you guys know the highlight of today's event. For me, I'm super passionate. I'm already even thinking about ways we can make this permanent, probably doing our job fair once a month. Yes, so I'm going to probably take a cue from everybody who is currently listening in. What do you guys think? Wouldn't it be beautiful for everyone literally on LinkedIn to realize that there's a place where they can literally come and get jobs? Okay, so if you're just meeting me for the first time, and if this is your first time even joining on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on YouTube, well, you're welcome. My name is Dr. Vivian Magnus, and I'm always excited and super ready to meet every single one of you. Even if it's 10 person I can see right now, I think you are worth it. Even if it's one person right now, right, you are super worth it. And that's why every week we push. You don't want to know what goes into preparations. Well, I'm very grateful that this week will be the first week we'll be working with right at the end of this week, we'll be working with the Phoenix Kids, the new team. But then I just want you to know that this means a lot to everybody who's going to be speaking with you this evening. So part of the first things you're going to help me do is please help me share this event, because like we said, there's no point we showing up and we don't have people on board. Well, the good thing is there's always that one new person that will come on LinkedIn who is super confused. For me, I wished that when I showed up on LinkedIn, I really wish I met something like this. I'm sure my journey would have been super smoother. I would have known where to get what, where to buy what, where to start what courses, how to represent myself effortlessly. Of course, if you're joining us for the first time, you know that we've gone essentially most of January, we talked about personal branding, and today we are here to discuss how to start your global remote work journey. I would maybe try to explain to you, everyone who is currently on this call as well, how to see that for the Phoenix Kids event and how we are curating this event. We make sure that it's literally a thread. So every time you miss a week, well, it's going to take a time to recover. So part of the things we'll also do is, I just want to make it as a public announcement, because our media team is hoping that they work with much materials right backstage. So part of the things we're going to be doing is that as soon as we're done with the event, we give literally everybody maybe 6 a.m. tomorrow or 12 noonday tomorrow, and we delete it on LinkedIn, because of course we want to also drive our growth on YouTube as well. So if you miss, you know that you have to pay the price, right? Okay, but then beyond that, I just want to tell you who is listening in, who is watching me right now. I mean, if I am looking good, it's because of you. If I prepared, it's because of you. And I want to tell you that I honor you and I'm grateful for you. So one of the things that we always, as our manner is, would ask everybody who joins us on our live is, please help us share this event so that we can get as many persons on board, because we know that literally their lives will be changed. Of course, part of the things as well we do on this event is to introduce you into knowing what you need, so that, of course, when our speakers speak, you get the opportunity to know what courses to buy, what journey to take. Today, there's a lot of things that we're going to be discussing. And for me, I'm already super, super excited. But I'm going to go into the comment section, especially Facebook people. I think I noticed our numbers has increased this week as well. Please help us share this event. LinkedIn as well as YouTube, please help us share this event on your WhatsApp. Literally every place shareable. Like I said, for some of us who are having the older population, or let's say people who are in the geriatric um age, please bring them on board. For me, I'm very, very passionate about empty nesters. I don't know if anybody knows that, but I am super, super passionate. In fact, our first masterclass or on LinkedIn was filled with empty nesters. Literally, I'm talking about 60s and above. And I was super excited because that's exactly whom I want to be when I get to that stage, because I want to be in that place where I'm literally pushing every single phase of my life. I'm not giving up for anything. And those who know me very well, I'm an advocate as well for nursing mothers, because that's exactly my own zone. You know, a lot of persons who probably would be nursing now would think that there's nothing else to do. Well, thank God you have met me, and I push my young people. In fact, I'm very passionate about Gen Zs as well. So this is me playing balance all through. And essentially, that's what the Phoenix Gate is all about. We are here to ensure that you are rising consistently, irrespective of the positioning you are currently in. So I'm going to look straight into the comment sections and see how many persons are come on board. Like I said, if you're joining us for the first time, please help us introduce yourself by saying, I joining for the first time. Then if you are being here consistently, another thing you're going to help us do as well is that you're going to say where you're joining us from. We just want to have an idea of what our demography is like, so that it will also help us tell us some of our materials and our preparations. So I'll say it again. My name is Dr. Vivian Magnus, and you're welcome to the Phoenix Gates experience. So I'm looking right into the comment section. In a brief, I will just introduce three persons, because today we're strictly going to follow our time zone, because we literally don't have much time, as we know that we're going to be having a job fair right at the towards the tail end of this event, because like we said, we're hoping that as many persons get jobs today. So I'm going to say this again for those who were not able to comment. And please, I also want to say that some of our processes were faltered because people didn't really pay attention to the instruction. When this event was curated, we said, please go ahead and tag as many companies that you would love to work with. Our team didn't mind reaching out to those companies to come out. So, of course, I knew that this was a test kitchen. We still have 1 full month to prepare for the next job fair. So the plan is actually to make it monthly, so that everybody knows that, oh, by this time of the month, Phoenix Gates always bring people who are hiring or people who are looking to get jobs, so that we can ensure that as we are meeting weekly, we're also meeting our needs as well. For me, that's where my passion is. I just want to make sure that everybody is doing well, right? While the group as well is growing. So I'm looking in, like I promised, to showcase as many. So I'll just call our names roughly. Everyone. Kadma was the first to come in and comment. Thank you so much, Kadman. I celebrate you. You're welcome. Good to see you here. I can see Dr. Smeya, my excellent Dr. Smeya. It's always a joy. Okay, it's always a joy to spotlight you. Like I would always tell you and everyone else, you are such an amazing woman, also nursing, but deep into her career, as well as she's a PhD student. So please do well to reach out to her if you need some form of maybe health content writing. Then I can see Esther as well. This is one of our inductees as well from our last boot camp. Thank you so much, excellent Esther. Then Chidebere is another amazing person who has always been there from beginning. I love and I celebrate you there. I can see Chidima as well. Thank you so much, Chidima. Good to see you. So I'm going to move really fast. Good to see you, Hope. Good to see you, Fausad. Okay, so I'm hoping that, okay, yes. So Chidebere is already pitching for she would love to be a social media manager for anyone who is interested. Okay, so somebody said boom, Ginger is mentioned. Okay, I think that was in our introduction. Thank you so much. Good to see you. He's on our YouTube as well. So like I said, if you have your loved one who don't have LinkedIn, that's exactly why we started diversifying through to other platforms, because we know that there are some age demography that might not be comfortable yet with LinkedIn, but then we are also catering for them. So if you're currently on this live, please go ahead and share this event as well. Okay, so I can see Aminat, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Feinwa, good to see you. I celebrate you as well. Okay, so let me spotlight as many. Okay, somebody else is saying that he loves. If anyone says she loves the thriller, um, somebody else is saying that he loves the thriller as well. I think that should be Asha. I'm not sure. Yes. So okay, so our spotlight has started. Katman is a personal development strategist. She's a public speaker. She helps individuals achieve their goals in order to build their personal lives. And she is amazed and happy to learn with us today. Okay, Chidima is calling me fine face. Proudly. So guys, endorsements, people and other company guys, please you can of course get me on board. To snap is very easy for me. Okay, so I can see Christiana, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming on board. Ogechi, good to see you as well. I just called it like my mom would call it. Okay, so I can see Hope. Thank you for cheering us on. Karia, thank you so much. Chigon is also saying hello, everyone. If anyone is celebrating the edit, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so Daisy is a content writer. Mary Daisy is a content writer. So please, as many who are currently on board, please look out so that we're able to bring as many on board. Okay, so I can see one of our. Okay, Chidi August says, hello, everyone. You're welcome there, ma. I really, really appreciate you. Okay, so this is another celebratory message from Ogechi. Thank you so much. See our excellent and quintessential um allow me heavens. Thank you so much, Dema. I love you. Thank you for consistently showing up for us. Well, for us in the Phoenix Gate, this is our month of public speaking. So we're really hoping that we're going to bring a lot of star persons who are going to teach us in presentations, who will teach us on communications. And I think she is an excellent person. She's a media maestro as well as a monetization coach. Like I said, when I started my journey, she was one of the people who strengthened me. And I'm also a part of the product of her clarity course as well. So please do well to reach out with her to her. Already they are going to be showing up soon. So we're going to curate the event for this week right immediately because we said that this year, in fact, all the topics for the 52 weeks are already out. So all the people in the speaker pool, that's the people who concluded either our masterclass or our bootcamp already have access to these topics already, and they are literally picking. So that's part of our biases for people who literally go all the way for us. So thank you so much as well for coming on board, dear Ma. I really, really celebrate you. Hey, my hijabi. Yes, my cyber hijabi. Thank you so much, Miriam. It's good to see you consistently. I celebrate you. Right. So she's joining from Kano, Nigeria. So Thomas is saying that this is impressive. I really, really appreciate you, Thomas, as well. I celebrate you. Charismata, thank you so much. She's saying hello, everyone. Juliana says hello, everyone. Okay, someone, Thomas, you're calling me Ginger. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm gonna go right through quickly. Okay, yes. So Grace Ogunjibi is the founder of Retire Fulfilled. So for me, I'm already biased about this niche. So please, if you're here and you're retired and you'd want, of course, we're going to have topics to have her talk to us. For me, I'm already biased once I saw that to the name of her company. But then, of course, I know that if you're already retiring or you're preparing to retire, maybe in the coming years, you don't have to wait to have retired to know how to spend your years after retirement. So please look at the name very well. She's looking to hire today as well. So I'm hoping that as many beyond her, I'm probably getting to meet those she's wanting to hire. I'd also want you to probably reach out to her if you are in your retirement age or you're preparing to retire already, so that you start preparing for your retirement. I'm hoping that I'll also bring her on board so that we get to a point where as young persons we're already prepared so that we don't have to wait till we're retired before we're trying to find out what we should do around that. Okay, so Elizabeth is also celebrating. We love you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. So Chidima is an excellent a communication strategist. She will help you speak and sound. Okay, she'll help you. She'll teach you how to speak and sound. Okay, I think there's a little typo there, but then she'll help you speak properly. So please, you might want to reach out to her. And she's very interested in promoting healthy living through quantum technology. So for the technology people who are currently on board, please help us reach out to her as well because she is combining a lot. So allow my dear ma'am allow me heaven says she's excited to be here. She's an event and media veteran as well as a monetization coach. She helps individuals, organizations turn skills, talents, and opportunities into profits while maximizing their potential. Like I said, I am um, a proud I was a proud beneficiary, yes, of her call as well. Thank you so much, dear ma'am. So Christiana says she's joining from Lagos. So I'm going to look at my time while I'm doing this. Austin, I celebrate you. You've been here for the longest. I celebrate you. Thank you so much for coming in. Okay, so Karia is joining from Lagos. I hope I pronounced your name very well. Please, you're going to have to help me by pardoning me. Okay, so Julian says she's a community manager and she's excited to be here. Awesome. So I'm hoping that everybody who is currently live is watching to see all the people that we're currently spotlighting as well. Okay, is somebody still okay, that's lovely. Thank you for that feedback as well. Thomas, please help me clarify. He said that he's still seeing the Thriller video playing on the background. So please, I would want a few more persons to confirm this. Just if the Thriller video is still playing on your background, just write TV. If it's not, just write NTV so that I'm sure that that's not essentially what is happening. Maybe it might just be network challenge from his end. Okay, Ramati, you're joining for the first time. Awesome. I should have something special for you. Please reach out to me, my DM right away. Okay. So Dr. Sumaya is joining from Maryland, as I spotlighted her as well. She's on her PhD journey. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so please, this was just what I just spotlighted. Please, if you can hear the Thriller on the background, please let me know so that I can correct this from my end. Okay, so is somebody confirming it? Dr. Sumaya, are you confirmed? Okay, let me go right to, so like I said again, if you can see here the Thriller, say TV. If you can't hear it, write NTV. Sorry, guys, I'll have to speak. Okay. Also, you can't hear it. So that's lovely. Thank you so much. So, like I said, for the sake of this event, because we have a lot, I might not spotlight everyone, but like I said, part of the beautiful things we're going to do as well tonight is to ensure that anybody who is looking to work with anybody, please help us share this event. So we're going to keep resounding it at least till tomorrow by noon, that anybody who is looking to work with anybody should just come to this comment section and see as many who are already ready to work. So maybe part of the things you're also going to put in your spotlight is ready to work, so that everybody knows, because it's, of course, like we know LinkedIn is a place where we get jobs, but then it's another thing to be available to work. And we all know that open to work is a bit cliche. In fact, it looks a bit desperate. Like I said, you can leave it on, oh, yes, but then sometimes it's how to know the people who are just joining. Sometimes, I didn't say every time. So this is me being biased again. So we're going to be going straight. Okay, someone is saying, sorry, let me get, it's another feedback here. Okay, so I think it's her network. Thank you, everybody. So we're going to be going straight into the events as we promised. So because right now, if you're just joining us, one of the things we said as well is that we are now paying attention to our podcasts. So a lot of our productions, we're going to be having our speakers one at a time, all on board, right? Because we want something a little bit cleaner, something that we can always work with and share all across LinkedIn, so that other people can also know what we are doing, and that way to also drive traffic to our events as well. And because we know that our speakers as well are on, like, well honored in their own rights, so, and they have their classes, their community as well, so we like to honor that as well. And then the hope is that at the end of the event, they also get an opportunity to get people also come into their classes as well. Like I said, this is a proper traffic and we honor it. So please, if you're joining for the first time, as our manner is, please help us by sharing these events, because we want to increase our numbers. If this is your first time, just write my first time being here. So first time being here, you can just write FT, so that we just know who you are. I would always come back to the comment section after this event so that I can chat to you up privately, because I know definitely you'll be needing help to navigate this space. Sincerely, like I'll say it over and over again, if I had these opportunities that we are providing weekly, every week for you here, I don't think I would have been here. A lot of people hoard some of this information, of course, and I think it makes sense because of the law of exchange. You don't want to be picking up things super freely, else you get used to it. So those were part of the things that we had to even think about, and we had to come up and say, okay, yes, after this event, we won't be leaving our materials so that people can just be having access to it anyhow. No, because we also understand that these things are priceless, and these people who come on board every single time leave their loved ones, leave so many things they're supposed to do. Of course, everybody knows that a Monday is another work day. So that's part of the things that we also, some of the changes that we're making. So if you're joining us for the first time, we love you. This event is for you. I want you to have it in your mind that the Phoenix Gates started because of you. And then it came out of a place where literally I have a passion. The Phoenix has a passion to see people rise. Of course, like you guys know, most of our intro videos literally explains it every single time, that because we want to see people get opportunities, we want to see people grow. All of you know what essentially primarily I do. My name is Dr. Vivian Magnus. Again, I'm introducing myself. I am a medical doctor. Yes, I'm also a master's student of the public health, right? And I have a lot of passion in community building, facilitating and training. So one, this expression of the Phoenix Gate is to ensure you. So I'm saying it again. If I am coming out every Sunday, it's because of you. And guess what? I love everything and every opportunity this event has brought people. I've seen people's lives literally transform. Okay, so if you're asking us for some of the things that we are doing so far, if you're currently on this call and you'd like to be a part of our masterclass or our boot camp, as we had said also, please go ahead to send me a DM right away. We have a gift for as many that will stay till when we start the job fair. Yes, because we want our speakers, we want you to hear our speakers before we come up with anything we want to talk about. But we have a gift to everybody. Like I said right now, for this particular bootcamp, financial constraint is not a challenge. In fact, there's somebody currently who is on this call who paid over 6 figures for this camp, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, right? Because of course the person wants something more personalized. Our bootcamp is tiered, so if you're super busy and you think, I don't want to be in a group where I'm disturbing a lot of persons are disturbing me with this and that, yes, we still have something super tailored for you. So that's essentially what I'm just trying to tell you, how unpressured I am if I am to start the bootcamp today. But I would always say it, I am super passionate about people and I want as many to come in. So please, if you're interested to go on this journey with us, if you probably have missed our introduction, like we had said, please send me a DM now. Just write bootcamp so that we can bring you on board. And if you've never earned on LinkedIn, well, you know where the masterclass is. The masterclass is not cheap at all. In fact, but when we price what we're offering alone for that boot camp, it should be nothing less than 200,000. Okay, so for those who don't know, I'm from Nigeria, so that's where I'm maybe conversing the costs from. So whatever it is that you probably get to pay is nothing compared to what you're going to get. And like we said, part of the things we're going to also offer you is that you're going to join our speaker pool. Yes, our lead speaker pool. And that's why those people in our who did our finish from our bootcamp last month already have gotten the topics for the 52 weeks. Yes, we are great like that, so that we ensure that as many who are currently on board can also benefit from all other things, because we also want you to benefit even as you participate. So today we are discussing, so we're starting properly. So part of the things also we had to eliminate is that we might not use slides as often, because like we said, we are positioning ourselves we're positioning ourselves for use, especially as a podcast. So we're really going to do a lot of facial appearance. So if you are here, and we'll be calling on you soon to probably converse with us, you know that we are pro video. We are super pro video. All the preparations you would need to do, please do, because like we said, this is a content economy, a creator economy. So it means that everybody wants to see who they are talking to. They want to see our faces. So we will do less of our slides for the time being. Of course, there are some topics, maybe financial topics and all that, that will require calculations and viewing, that we will also engage. But then for now, this is just a few changes. We think every day. Like I said, guys, stick with us. There's something we're coming up with. And if you're paying attention very well, you will know that your life has literally been transformed every single time you had to show up. So I'll introduce again. This is the Phoenix Gate experience, and you're welcome. Today's topic, we're going to be discussing essentially how to start your global remote work journey. Okay, so we had already introduced the fact that this is not the season for you to be crying over spilled milk, whether you're a nursing mother or you're a retiree. You definitely know that you need some form of extra cash. I mean, I am a perfect picture of what a nursing mother can do. And then for some of you who are probably meeting me for the first time, I'm a nursing mother of twins, and my children are barely a year plus. And of course, you guys know that um, Phoenix Gate has been having live events for over, this is going to the 6 months. So you can calculate backward and probably decipher when I started coming out. So it meant my children were really babies when we started this journey. And like I said, there's no pressure to it. That's the beauty of remote work, right? This is not a season to say you don't have a job. You can actually sit down. That's what part of the things we want to tell you today. It will first of all start from your mind. It's going to start from your mind. So we have started, right? So once we get to when we need to bring our first speaker on board, let me look through the comment section as well and see. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Precious Frank, oh, awesome. Good to see you. I really, really celebrate you there. She was complaining backstage that she had a little network error, but I'm good. I'm so excited to see everybody. So today we did a little more changes. So I'm hoping that we wouldn't have any error. So I would also want to take this opportunity to apologize to people who came last week and a few things that we experienced. But like I said, I am honored to be here. So I'm going to bring up one of our speakers. Elizabeth, if you're ready, please just give me converse right from the backstage so that I can bring you up. Right. So that okay, you're ready. I can see you already. Awesome. Awesome. So awesome. Good to see you. I really, really celebrate you. I see all the great things you are doing. Elizabeth is a woman of fire. I mean, I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but I need you to probably just go on Instagram as well. I think her headquarters is on Instagram. So now this, but then this is me just thinking. I don't know how her Twitter work is, and as well as her YouTube. But part of the things I would always tell everybody is that this is not the season to say that you're not ready or you cannot have jobs at any point. Like I would say again from the beginning, is that your job starts with you, right? It starts with a mindset. How are you going to start your global remote work journey? It starts with your mind. First of all, you would start by refusing every what's the word now? There's something it's usually called any box that is trying to keep you in a particular age zone. So somebody can say, I'm over 60. What am I doing on the internet? Those are cages. And then someone else will say, I'm nothing. I'm just clueless. I don't need to do anything. I'll tell you that's another form of cage again. Then one other thing I would also want to add is somebody might say, "Oh, I just got married. Oh well, my husband is super rich. I don't even need to bother myself." Well, guys, I was there. I mean, when I did that and it wasn't because my husband is overtly rich in the sense of overtly rich where you even say you don't want to do job. I just went from a young lady who used to do a lot of work, who hustled very hard, to somebody who suddenly every month you're paying me. I just told myself, so why am I doing any work if I'm going to be paid consistently? Why should I work? So that was where I now told. After a while, I just lost steam. So I'm saying this because I know that there are a lot of married ladies, and I saw them in my masterclass. I even interviewed one last week, and literally that was the same conversation she was having, that because she's super comfortable, she's not even bothered about whether or not, I mean, for 5 years or so she has not even lifted her hands to do anything, but then she's super comfortable. Now I'm telling you guys, part of the things you need to pay attention to is that work is a fulfillment for a man, any human being at all. It's okay to love, we call it chili, what do they call it, baby life. You're going to be helping me contribute. Let me be hearing you.
Soft life.
Elizabeth, you said you, what did you even call it?
Soft life. Baby girl lifestyle.
Exactly. So a lot of people call it baby girl lifestyle, soft life, and all that. But I'll tell you one thing, literally, right? Work will fulfill your soul. You don't know what work will do to you. So this is us even starting from the beginning of this conversation. If you are not working right now, you're missing on a lot of things, because man was wired to make the earth easier. So this
Yeah.
is me again saying it again. Probably this will be the first point for this event. Man was wired to make the earth easier. And guess what? There is no way to make the earth easier for anyone else than working with them or ensuring that their vision comes to power. That's why today we are saying that we're going to organize this event, because we want to also ensure that you have a lot of opportunities to get that job, to help somebody else, to do better. Now, one of the things also I would want everybody who is currently on this call to know is that it hits me this week, guys. When you say an expert is simply an expert is simply somebody who has gotten used to making things easy for anyone. So an expert is just somebody who has learned how to make things easier, faster. So every single time that what's the word? Every single time that imposter syndrome is coming at you, whether or not you can do this well, now what it's trying to tell you to do is please do it more. That's what your imposter syndrome alert literally gives in your direction. It's saying do it more, just do it more. Every imposter you feel is literally telling you you can do this more. If you do this more, you're going to be better. So that's what expertise is. Part of the main things I would also want everybody to pay attention. Okay, so Esther is saying I should send her money. Awesome. Oh yes, okay. So I get that part of the conversations. Yes, I'm with you spiritually. Okay, so this is part of the things I would also want everybody to know, guys. Every time you have imposter in any direction, it's just telling you you need to spend more time. Like we've had a lot of psychologists and writers do a lot of studies around these things, and part of the concept that has stood at literally clearly or stood apart so far is Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hour rule. So Malcolm Gladwell, his 10,000 hour rule just simply says this: if you can do any particular thing for 10,000 hours straight, you will stand out in the world. So, guess what? When I decided to research a little bit further, I was like, what is 10,000 hours? So, if I'm supposed to work 24 hours, literally, for that same or build that particular skills for 24 hours, if I can do it for a whole year and a month and 21 days, literally my life will transform. So some of the things that you're probably looking down on, some of those childhood skills, that's why we're seeing a lot of mothers who are here, start training your children to pick up some of these skills, because you find out that most people whom you're thinking that are super good are just people who started doing what you're doing a little bit earlier than you started doing it. So that's why we are here to tell you that I think it's time that you start with your mindset as first. So, how to start your global remote work journey is by getting the right mind. So, I am comfortable. Who is an expert? When somebody says, are you an expert? It just simply means I have done this over and over again. And then one of the things I would tell everybody, even in my master classes, is don't wait for a job. Start the job, because I think it's fair. I think it's fair. Don't wait for a job. Start the job, because I think it's fair for any person that you would want to work for to literally find out that you already have an experience in whatever it is you're positioning yourself to do. So this is me also telling everybody who is here and who is also looking out for an opportunity to get a job today. I'm still saying it. Of course, the interviews might take some form of processes. Some of the things you might have to do is to come up with mock projects, which that's part of the things we're doing for our next phase in the masterclass. We will literally make you do everything you wanted to do for somebody else, and we calculate your speed of return time. Yes. So that's one of the things that we would want you to do. So, for the sake of this event, how to start your remote work journey is developing a global mindset. And I've described it already. I talked about the concept of the 10,000 hour rule, about how Malcolm Gladwell described the fact that you just need to pay a little more time. And then I explained the concept of expertise, right? So when somebody asks you, are you an expert? An expert is just simply someone who has learned to do a particular thing so frequently that it's now super easier. And your goal is to make it easier. Like I'll say it again, if anybody employs you, please don't make it hard for the person. Already, a lot of CEOs all across the world are looking for ways to literally get anybody on board who would help them, right, fulfill their vision. So, like I said, man was made for work. I know that you're a soft life girl, yes, as Elizabeth had described earlier, but you might just need to pay a little more attention to the fact that, okay, I think it's time to start working. And I'm telling you the truth, when you start working, you'll find out that your mind will be super sound. There'll be less quarrels, less jealousy. You stop amplifying certain things overtly above the other. So I think Elizabeth is already back on stage, so I'm going to be bringing her up again. Thank you so much, ma'am, Elizabeth. So today we had already asked you some of the questions I would want you to talk about. So part of our discussions tonight is, please, you could just help us. How can we get, because there are lots of persons here, and I see that you've worked with thousands of people, literally over 3,000 people. I think that's the people you're hosting now, because I saw you on the news, by the way. For some of the people who are just meeting her, she's a very famous tech baddie. She's currently, I think I saw the magazine as well. But that's also amazing job you're doing right there. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to just talk and just tell us how to get some of these global remote work opportunities. DMM, the mic is yours. Thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank you so much. Please confirm that you can hear me clearly. All right, great. So, like she rightly said, we're going to be going into it without not wasting so much of our time. So, I would just want to do like a pre kind of introduction. I'll read something out to us, then we'll continue. So, I know that a lot of us already have skills and we're looking at how can I remotely, make money, monetize it? How can I set up myself globally? How do I intend to make money out of these skills? Because they are two different things. You can have a skill and not being able to monetize it. Sometimes 2 years ago, I learned from somebody that the art of having a skill and the art of making money from it is different. So you have a skill as a person, then making a business out of it is different. So being skillful and being a business person, they are two different things, but you need to learn both and combine it effectively. That being said, I want to quickly read out something to us before we move. And it says 40% of hires come from referrals. 60% of clients come from referrals. Build your network. Don't be afraid to ask for favors when appropriate. People are the ultimate shortcut. And that is where I'm going to start my stuff from today. We tend to keep saying, "Oh, I want to position myself globally," but it has to start with your networking. What or which set of people do you have in your space? Who are the people you are connected with? Because at this time and age, a lot of jobs don't get out to the public anymore. They just discuss amongst people and say, "Oh, we want to recruit for this. How do we get somebody? Do you know somebody?" And so, "Oh, I have somebody that can do it." And but that's not to strike out that they are not jobs that you can still, put up for. Definitely there are. So we're just going to take it a step by step. So first thing is to build a powerful global brand. I will say one funny thing I learned from one of the LinkedIn communities I joined. The person said, "You are trying to build a global brand and you don't even have a dollar account." It might sound funny, but this is true. You are trying to get a remote job as a global person. If you get a client from the US that wants to pay you, what are you going to use? Okay, money points. I'm just trying to give examples. So position yourself as a powerful global brand. Optimize your LinkedIn. I know you've heard it several times, but it works. It works like magic. I can tell you that for free. I have a lot of people reach out to me and say, "Oh, I saw this, please, I want to do this." I can't begin to give you figures that I've made on LinkedIn. But people actually reach out because they see what you are doing. They see your profile. "Oh, this is what this person does," and they reach out, and you can get that remote job of yours. Another thing is to find high-paying remote jobs and international clients. A lot of us wants to make that foreign currency aside from maybe the naira, cities, whatever local currency you have. But it starts from us trying to build that brand of yours, your skill, your expertise. Those are the values that you are going to give out before you can secure a remote job. It starts with you. Be confident enough that you have this skill and it is marketable. I will proceed quickly. Another thing is whatever industry you find yourself and you want to have a remote job in that industry, you have to start following the top leaders in that industry and recruiters. And LinkedIn is one of the important, or I will use the word simple, places to get that done. Because you can actually send a DM or send a message to somebody and say, "This is what I do, and this is how I can work for you." And they will reply. You might not get to see that on Facebook, on Instagram, because everybody are on their ILCs. But LinkedIn, everybody just tends to want to see what you are able to offer. And so get that done. Follow people in your industry, top leaders and recruiters in your industry. Another important part that might seem simple or you think, "Oh, it's not a big deal," is the way you engage with people's posts can land you a remote job. So oftentimes when people make posts on LinkedIn, we just drop, "Oh, this is nice, this is a nice post, this is very helpful." Those comments are not all that good. Put up something, write something meaningful, communicate. Let me set an example. I can say, "Oh, great insight. I have found that optimizing my LinkedIn headline with keywords like remote data analyst has increased my profile view." That is me commenting on somebody's post. I'm engaging on it. If you read that, it makes sense to you, and you already know this person is a data analyst. How can I work with this person? You are building that brand. Oh, another thing is what projects have you worked on? You want to land a remote job. So I did a post on my Instagram last week where I spoke about certificate is not enough. Yes. So your skill is not enough. How marketable are you? Some of us just learn the theory aspects. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is this. Oh, what is a verb? A verb is a this. What is a noun? We just learn it. We can't put it into practice. We don't have the hands-on, and hands-on is what recruiters are looking for. Sometimes your certification will not do. Yeah, a lot of people have certification. You go to people's LinkedIn. There are a lot of certification, 1 million certification that they've done. But hands-on, how can you put it to real life use? If you are a data analyst, you say you can analyze data. You have tools that you are working with. Don't mind me, I keep using data analyst. I'm a data analyst. So you have tools that you have worked with, or you have tools that you are skilled with. But how does that help the recruiter? How does that make you marketable? Be able to say, oh, I've analyzed so data and I was able to increase the company revenue by 15%. That is hands-on. You have done something and you have the results to show. So your project, your portfolio, shout about it. That is your visibility. A lot of us tend to be quiet about what we do. And the thing is that people that don't know as much as we know, and they are making so much noise about it and they are getting the remote jobs they need. So you need to shout about it, put your project out, let your portfolio be all over your page. So that when you want to request for that remote job and the person says, oh, what can you do? Let me see your job. You can easily just pick it up and share and say, oh, this is my link. This is the link to my project on GitHub. Oh, check the amazing project I did last week on LinkedIn. You are showing them practical. It's not just about the theory. It is important. That is not to rule out the place of certification. Certification is important. It distincts you from others. A lot of people are doing what you do, but the certification just make you stand out. Also, how to engage with recruiters to get the remote job. Yes, because a lot of us, we see these companies we want to work with, but we are not so sure how to go about it. Okay, let's say for example, I want to work with an international company and I'm skilled already. I know what I can do. I have my portfolio, I have my project, but I don't know how to go about it. You can work on personalized connection. The word personalized. Don't just go on LinkedIn randomly following everybody. Be specific. You have a goal. You are moving from point A to point B. You have a goal to secure that remote job. So personalize your connection. If you are looking to get a job as a marketer, check on LinkedIn. Companies recruiting for marketing role. Streamline it down to fully remote. Fully remote. You will get those companies. Try to read up about the company. Follow them through so that when messages pop up from them, you are able to say, oh, they're trying to hire for this. Oh, this is how I can do better. And the good thing about some of those companies, or most of these companies, you can also see people that work with them. So meaning you are able to see the hiring manager or maybe the HR, the tech personnel. Create a personalized message. Introduce yourself properly and send them a message. For instance, I can send a message and say, hi, my name is Elizabeth. I saw your post about a data analyst role opening at your company. I am a data analyst with more than 4 years of experience and would love to connect and stay updated on future opportunities. That is very mild, simple, and detailed. You are not sounding desperate. You are not sounding any. You are just personalizing the experience. If somebody should reach that, they will be eager to say, oh, what next do I want to do? And the person can say, oh, can you share with me your portfolio? Or can I see your resume? Or what can you do? And that is a step ahead already. So make sure that your connections are personalized. Don't follow people randomly if you are seeking to get a remote role. Another one is that is very important. I take this as my number one. There are a lot of communities you belong to, and it just makes life easy for you career wise, business wise. There are a lot of community you are just there, and opportunities will find you. That is why I read that out at the beginning that people are the shortcuts. Take it or leave it. People are the shortcuts in this current time and dispensation. People matters a lot. So there are a lot of LinkedIn community. Phoenix is doing a great work. We met last year through another LinkedIn community, and since then I've stayed in check with her. I reach out to her, I chat with her. So Join communities that are of immense help to you. Medium, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Belong to community in that particular industry you are seeking to get a remote job. Because, for example, what we're doing as a job fair, before the outside people that are just joining us, like that are not part of the phonics community, before they get the information, you have gotten it first because you are part of that community and you are much prepared to say, oh, I want to take up this opportunity. So opportunity comes more from your network, the kind of communities you belong to. People don't take out jobs that are super good, like, let me use the word good, and they know someone that can do it. They would actually reach out to that person first, or maybe when the person now say, oh, I'm not interested, you can say, oh, let's take it away, let's look for people. So your network is important. Your network is important. Make sure that you engage in discussions. The kind of post, the kind of content you put out speaks about you. Whatever perception you want people to have of you is what they see, is what they can read about you. Things that you don't put out, people don't know about it. They are not witches, they don't know. If I don't put out a particular post that I want to do something, nobody can know about it if I've not shared it. So whatever you put out is the perception of you. That is you, that is your personal branding, that is your expertise, that is your skill. So consciously do whatever you are doing on any platform you belong to. Don't just put that post because I said something too in one of the live section I had 2 days ago that you wouldn't know which of your posts, your write up, your content will go viral. A lot of people that you see now that they became popular maybe because of 1 3 minute or 30 seconds video, they never knew it was going to go viral. So show up ready every time. Make sure your content that you're putting out, your write up is what is top notch. So when you are looking for a remote job, in fact, companies have gotten to the part that they request for your social media pages. They are beginning to hire by influence. I somebody reached out to me last month, a former HR at the company I worked before, and she reached out and said, "Oh, we have a role at my new company, or I want you to come in as a data analyst." And I told her that my hands are really full. I'm not sure I'm interested because she said it's a fully on-site role. So I told her, no, 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 I can't pick up for an on-site role. So I told her that I will let her know that if she wants to come in as a data analyst, she should reach out to me.
Okay, one minute, moment. Sorry, I just want to be sure that it's not from my end, but I think we've lost her for a bit. Let me take that all out and probably converse. Okay, awesome. Yes, so she said oh yes, absolutely. I love what Miriam is saying so far. If you want to go fast and far on LinkedIn, you need a community. That is super true. Like I said, some of the things, the experiences I had, or some of the stress I went through was because, like I said, I wasn't available. I didn't know that there were people who could help me go fast. And there's some of the communities I joined, like there was a whole lot of gap between me and the founders. And for me, I was super busy then as well. I didn't have an opportunity to have like an individualized, okay, their personalized classes wasn't even super personalized as I thought it was going to be. So that's part of the things we are also discussing. She had talked about paying attention to the people in your network, because for you to go far, just like Miriam further reiterated, is to go with people. So Chidima said, make sure your connection is personalized. Yes, so true. And now the thing is, for me, maybe I just wanted to maybe chip a few things with that conversations as well. When you go into people's DP, don't go into their DPs or their DMs and asking them, what do you do here? I'm just saying it now because I know that a lot of people who are probably just starting out and we're able to see the persons who came in for the first time. Like we said, if this is your first time here, please put it on the comment section and say, oh, this is my first time, so that we know how we can actually make sure that you are not lost in a sea filled with people, right? So part of the things we're still saying again is, when you get into people's direct messages, don't just go ahead and tell them that, oh, you're looking for a job, or you're looking, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm begging you, right? Personalized messages don't necessarily mean that you should go into that place and tell them you're looking for a job. Once you do that, you already have placed the person way below you. And for me, the idea behind building a team is that for me to work with you, you should have my mind. So it means that you are the same. You probably can be a founder. It's just that probably at this point, see, that's not probably what you want to do, or you have not gained a lot of clarity. Now I'm saying it because there are lots of people who have volunteered with Phoenix Gate over the week, because we put out an opening right there, right? And we said that, okay, this was how we're going to work with people. I don't want you coming in to start showing as though you are looking for a job. That's the worst thing that can happen to you, literally, on any place at all. To just come out to somebody, say, please, I'm a this, I'm looking for a job. No, that's not what you're going to do. Like she had said, part of the suggestion I always tell people in my masterclass is turn on your notifications. Okay, yes, I think she's back. Turn on your notifications for anybody you are interested in working with. Follow the person. Take time. You might need to make a list of 10 persons that you need to just, every time they are sending, you will literally see their struggles through their conversation. So if it's somebody who cannot create content normally, but you love the person, you are already trailing the person. The next thing, you're coming into their DM will not necessarily mean that you're coming to say, hi, I'm a social media manager. What's my business? I don't, you're a social media manager. And then this is me going tribal on anybody. And then I should do what with that information? Is that you're going to come and say, hello dear ma'am, I just noticed that your posts are a bit infrequent for the kind of person that you are. And I'm thinking that when you are, you might need to have conversations like this based on what I saw on your profile that you offer. So I'm actually in the place right now where I can offer the service with you. Maybe you can try me out for the first 1 week or 2 weeks. If you're comfortable with me, then we can go ahead. I'm telling you the truth. If you come to anybody armed with their own information, you have already paralyzed them. Some of the craziest things I see literally every single day, even when I sent out this job, somebody just come and say, hello ma'am, I'm looking for a job. I'm like, me, I'm not looking for people who are looking for a job. I'm looking for people who are passionate about what I am passionate about, and people who are going to help me fulfill my vision. Okay, so one of the people who is going to be hiring this evening as well came to my DM, and then of course he's in the United States as well. He came on to me and said, okay, this is what I would love to help you do for me. And guess what? I went to work because at that time, I had a space. So that's how it works. Even you working, having people in your community can as well get multiple streams of income. If you were right at the beginning of this event, you will see the introductory message as well. The goal is multiple streams, not essentially just sitting down on one person and hoping. And then for you to get so much results, you need patience and intentionality. Thank God we had discussed personal brand. And part of our definitions for personal brand then was, we said that your personal brand is a sum total, or well, if I say sum total, it might be tautology, but I'm saying is the sum of all your intentions in any particular direction. So I'm a personal brand strategist. What have I sat down? I mean, for someone to work with me, the person needs to know that I deserve to work with him because I have sat down and I've done the research on that person before going into their DMs. So please, I'll say it again. Maybe some of us are out of jobs because we're impatient, and you have to say it. I see people pay for boot camps, pay for a lot of things, but they said 21 days, even to stay to that 21 days is another war. So I think everybody needs to go back to the drawing board, literally and by this I'm making statements to even us founders, right, and many people who are running their communities. You need to go back to the drawing board. So if you have not found ways to pay attention to your time, you wouldn't even know that you are leaving lots of money on the table. So thank you so much, dear ma'am. We lost you for a second, but we are going to sorry, I just hope you didn't lose your track of thoughts, a bit train of thoughts. So I'm handing over the mic to you again. Let me go into the comment section. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming back.
Yeah. So I was trying to give a quick example of what happened recently. So she reached out to me and said, oh, you're the best person for this job. But the company was hiring for a fully on-site role, and I was not going to be available for that. So I told her, I'm just, why I'm giving this example is to talk about companies that are hiring based on influence for you to secure a good role for yourself. So I told her, no, I'm not sure I want something I'm up for. I just let it go. So she was like, okay, just send your CV if you're not interested. I said, okay, I sent it to her. In fact, I didn't have a CV at that time. I had to quickly create something for her because I wasn't looking to get a job. So I sent it to her. And I got a mail like 3 days later, like I've been scheduled for an interview. In my head, I'm like, oh, this lady still went ahead with this stuff. So I went for the interview, and the lady asked me, the lady and the guy that was to do interview, they asked me, oh, are you aware that this job is a fully on-site? And I smiled and I told them that I will not be available to do a fully on-site role. And if I was even to pick up an hybrid role, I can only be available at the office space twice a week. They asked me what the salary range was. I told them what I was ready to take. The lady just kept asking me the projects I've done. I easily said it. Oh, okay, this is my LinkedIn page. This is I was confident because I know the skill that I have. So I could position myself to negotiate that, oh, I could do fully remote. If they needed my skill and it's important to the organization, don't worry, they will reach out. So your skill is the first thing you must take seriously, even if you are looking to get a remote role. I can't begin to list the endless things I do remotely. And when I tell people I work from home, they think, oh, you're enjoying it. No. I can be in 5-6 meetings a day trying to sort one product, what with one team. That is because I've gotten to that level. So some of us might not all job roles, I want to say not all job roles can take remote immediately. I've seen people online that just took some courses on virtual assistant and they're securing remote role because that job is currently in demand. People need it right now. But there are some of our jobs that you can't take remote now. You can't negotiate your way now because you've not built the skill, the experience yet. You can't negotiate your positions yet. So you might not be able to get, so we should understand that part too. You will get to some parts now that some time in your life or your career life that you're able to say, no, I can't come on site. I can only do fully remote. And because they know you are capable, because they know your skill is what it is, they would renegotiate with you. Don't worry. They need that skill. It's important to the organization. They will renegotiate. So that means position yourself first. Be a person of influence. Company wants to work with people of influence, even remote companies. I have a founder that is a friend and a mentor. He told me that the current people he's taking in his job are people that are tech survey, that have good social media pages. Because when the company launches products, they want you to talk about it on your space. You know, they want you to talk about it on their space. You are looking for a remote job. That doesn't mean the company does not need all the visibility they want. They want the visibility through you. So your skill is not enough. So that's why I tell everybody now, we are content creators. Make sure you are doing something on every platform you belong to. Company that want to hire you, they want to be sure that they are not just hiring you for your skill, but for other soft skill you can do. You can communicate well. You're a great thinker. You can solve problem. So at this time, your skill is not enough alone to get you the remote job. You have to have some soft skill, good communication, teamwork, because remote work is a lot. Sometimes I think remote work is too much work more than physical, because so for physical or for on site, when you go to the office, you have a time schedule. So once you close, that's all, you go home. You can switch off your phone, nobody's going to hold you. But sometimes remote, you still have a meeting, different schedule out of your work time. So you need a whole lot more than your skill to secure a remote job. I will just quickly round up with this, that there are some places we should look to, especially for LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is important. Search for remote first companies or remote friendly hiring. These are keywords that you can use to search for remote first companies or remote friendly hiring. Follow them. Follow their job alerts when they put it out. Follow them. And once you follow, the sweet thing is, once you follow some of these jobs, they're actually looking for your skill, but they add extra skills of what they need. So one CV that you have or one resume cannot go for all the jobs, the remote jobs are looking for. You have to personalize it. So when you follow this recruiting company and you look at the job alert they're putting out, you see the recommendations they want, the skills you must process. Tailor your resume according to that. Another thing is, resumes are country based, they are country specific. The kind of resume we use in Nigeria is not what they use in the UK, that's not what they use in the US, that's not what they use in Asia. It's and because you are looking for a remote job, you are looking for global opportunity, international opportunity, you have to make research on what resume they want so you can tailor it according to. They might want you to put your job experience first before you add your portfolio, or they want your introduction to come first. Tailor it accordingly. Some of us just use one resume for all the jobs application. Some persons have done 20 job application this year with one resume. No. Personalize it, tailor it according to the job description, and no, you'll be fine. There are some sites too you can look to: TopTal, Saptia, Automatic, GitLab. Altja, remote.com, remotework.com. Go online. You see, this our chat GPT is another thing you should hold tight as a friend. If you go right now and write that I'm a digital marketer and I'm looking to get 100% remote job, these are the skills I possess. Kindly list out 20 companies that are on LinkedIn hiring for this role. I'm sure ChatGPT is going to give you this, and you can start following through. Follow them, go through people that are working for them. In fact, you can even send connection requests to people that are already working there. Try to build that friendship and connection with them and ask, oh, this place you work at, I think is a nice organization. Oh, if somebody is trying to do this, what do you think you can do better? They will share with you. You've not told them that you're trying to get a job from them. You're just merely having a good conversation with them, and they share with you and say, oh, our company, this is what we do, this is what we do. And you have an idea and prepare yourself. Also, when you are looking to get remote job, finally, preparing for the interview, because some of us actually get called for the interview and we don't even know how to prepare. Read up about that company. Read up about the company. Read up about the company. Before I took that interview, I went to check about the company on Instagram, and I checked the employers, and I cast my mind back to the email I got from them, the lady that sent it. I checked her name from the employee, and I looked at her. I already gave a scan. Oh, this is what she did. This is what. So when she was interviewed, I was just smiling. I read her profile, and when we were rounding up the interview, I told her, "Oh, I checked you on LinkedIn. You have a good profile." I told her I checked her on LinkedIn, and you have. Oh, she was like, "Oh, really nice." So make inquiry. A lot of us don't do research, and research is important. Research about the remote job you want to go for. Research about the salary before the interview. Don't just go and say, I'm just going to say 100K. No, go on site and check the job range, the price range for that particular skill you possess. Give them. Don't be scared. Say, oh, it's a 1 million naira I want to charge for. And you guys will come and negotiate and get to a good point. Don't start below. Don't shoot yourself in the leg. It's a skill. And skills don't have a price tag. It doesn't. People that will value it will pay for that particular thing you need. I think that'll be it from my end, and I'm open to questions.
Amazing. Thank you so much. This was literally fire. I mean, the Phoenix bird was just hovering all around you. Thank you so much for that amazing conversation as well. Yes, that was super amazing. I think one of the things I would always tell people to do is research. You are not free. If you are here on this life and you think you don't have a job, I'm telling you the truth. That's the worst deception. The worst deception you can give to yourself. Because this is me saying it again, nobody will hire anybody who doesn't have a job. And the worst thing you can come to tell anybody to tell, that's why I was saying you can't enter someone's DM and then you're asking for a job. Because the worst thing that can happen to you, yes, that's it. Let me put this up. It's called Brilliant Search. Yes. So one of the worst things that can happen to you is for you to think you are free. You are not free. So all those times you're hanging around at home, going from one Instagram laughter profile to the other, some of those funny guys spending time on YouTube watching. Okay, from for us on this side of the world, we there's something called Nollywood, right? You're there, you don't have time. I'm telling you the truth, you don't have time. You think you're free but you're not. So essentially part of the things you would want to do for yourself is to start developing your portfolio, right? Like I said, you are there, people are there busy counting how many people are commenting on a particular person's post, or why is there nobody commenting on this other person's post. Why? What you're supposed to do is to look at that person's profile and see if the person is doing what you would like to partner with. Even if you're the only person that will consistently comment on that person's post, in fact, you're the best for it. Oh. So all of you are all flocking to, in fact, what we would call your faves, and those people they don't even know you. They don't appear. Sometimes some of them when you comment, they'll say thanks for engaging. I was like, Jesus, what's the meaning of this? I said, Madam, employ somebody, and stop saying thanks for engaging. How? So that's part of the things I would want everybody to pay attention to when you're on LinkedIn, right? You came to get an opportunity for yourself. The least you'd want to do is to be flocking around, um, just carelessly without paying attention to what is important for your soul, right? What is important for what you are here for. So that's one of the things we are saying. Everything she said now, the Boolean search, which she's talking about, typing remote work, and then and Boolean just means and, or let's say with. Yes. So every time you have to search so that you just don't get one particular result, you can say remote work and and hiring. So everybody who is currently hiring remote work will literally pop up, and usually you see the most recent or the most frequent job opportunities literally pop up. And then I'm hoping that as we are here, we are already doing some of these practicals for ourselves as well. Okay, so that's part of the things I'm saying. When you're on LinkedIn, know what you're here for. Know what you're here for. For those counting their metrics, no, if you're not a social media manager, if you are not a what's the word, if you're not a social media manager, if you are not a, let me find so many persons that are in that clique where their niche is counting likes and comments, you might want to desist from that, right? Pay attention to as many that you can serve. That person who has your job probably scheduled the post and walked away. I'm telling you the truth. Then it doesn't mean that, oh, because nobody is commenting on that post, then it's not your post. You will go. In fact, I don't want to bust bubble, but that person who has your money probably don't even have up to 20 comments and like on their posts. So just keep being biased. You're biasing your way, you're biasing yourself out of your job opportunity. Now I'm stoking the fire tonight, and I'm hoping that a lot of persons are going to pay attention and stay woke. I know that there's something about LinkedIn, right? That is making that's probably making people who don't spend more time on the app not get as much engagement. You, if LinkedIn wants to bias it that way, what they are trying to say is essentially this: okay, if you don't have time, then you should pay for our sales force, you should pay for sponsored ad, right? So it means that it doesn't necessarily, so if you're here and you have money, please, so these are the options I'm giving you. If you cannot stay and engage and all those things, pay for it, right? Get the premium, get the sales force and every other thing, sponsor your ad and all. Like for us, upcoming boot camp, that's what we plan to do, right? Because for me, I realize I'm becoming super super busy, and I cannot be counting likes and comments, and I'm not counting money alongside. For God's sake, I'm not a social media manager. But I'm just telling people, all the people who are currently here on this, pay attention to the people who have come on this app to help you. And pay attention to the people who have come to this app so that you can as well help them. So those are part of the things that we are also saying this night. Don't be biased for persons. Yes, you wanted to say something. Please go ahead.
Yes. So I wanted to see another thing that for every minute, every second you spend on LinkedIn, you are leaving money on the table. You are
Uh-huh.
leaving money on the table. You are
Uh-huh.
leaving money on the table. Something happened last week. Somebody reached out to me and say, "Oh, I want to learn data analytics." So I told the person, "Oh, we have a class starting on Monday. We love to join." And the person said, "Oh, no, I'm very busy." Apparently, she's in Canada. She said she's very busy. She would like a personalized class. So I had to check our calendar because we had like a private sections we're still on. Yeah, we do one-on-one like for people that are really busy. So I told her, oh, let me get back to you on it. My mind was like, get back to you on what? I just continued the conversation with her. You know the funny thing? She just started following me. I'm not sure she has followed me up to a week. She has not followed me up to the week. So when I told her, oh, I'm going to mention. So I was thinking she was supposed to learn like a full course, but because of that time frame, I reduced the amount of what she's supposed to learn because she's a beginner. So I said, oh, let's start with this. And are you able to pay 700K? I'm actually giving us figure. So, oh, she said, oh, that's fine. But can you do me a discount? So I just jokingly said, oh, because you're a first timer, so let's do 650. She just said, send your account number. That means it wasn't up to 30
Money on
minutes.
the table, my
So
goodness.
I
These are the kind
intentionally
of
have
things
to
I
give us
want to
that
be
figure.
hearing.
So it wasn't up to 30 minutes. She just said, oh, okay. And how do you go about it? Do you take 50% down payment? And I said, oh, of course, definitely you can do 60%. And as the class proceeds, she just said, oh, let me calculate it. She know the funny thing, was like, I don't know, I'm going to send it to Nigerian bank. I gave her the information. I said, go and download. Is it LearnFi? I know because my UK student, that's what
Yes,
they use to
yes, I know
send me money.
Lemfi does that.
So I told her
Mm.
immediately. She didn't even know she was going to send me money. But because I already know that, so that is part of research. I just told her, download LearnFi and get it done. She did that and she sent me the funds. So research. You see that LinkedIn, hold it tight. I don't joke with LinkedIn. I don't joke with LinkedIn.
So,
You see,
for those people who are currently on YouTube as well as Facebook, pay attention. If you have not started your LinkedIn journey, you better comment on this post right now, because we will see you here and we can send you all the help that you need as well. Yes, go ahead. Okay, so I can see my
so
mommy Olushola. You are saying
yeah.
something. Go
So
ahead, please.
the more time you waste for the current project that you spoke about that I'm starting, I'm training 3,000 secondary school students on data analysis and I'm working with about 5 states. We started sometimes last year. We just want to proceed again from Monday. So I put up a post how I got volunteers from last year. That's what I want to tell you. So I was on a particular person's page on Instagram. She's a popular person. So she was like, comment what you do. That is you being, some people cannot even explain what they do. So I just
Right.
commented, oh, I'm a data analyst and I'm starting a project soon and I need volunteers. My DM was a mess on Instagram. That day, I had 80 volunteers from that comment. I had 80 volunteers, and we started talking, oh, what can you do better? Can you do better? Fast forward to where I'm going this week. I'm going to Osun State, and the people that are supposed to go with me are quite busy because it's early in the year. People have what they are doing. I put up a post on this LinkedIn a few days ago. You can still check the post. And I said, oh, tag people that are in Osun. I need a data analyst. Somebody entered my DM and offered, and now we're going to be starting the work tomorrow. He doesn't know me from anywhere, but he has gone through my profile and know that, oh, this is something we can do. He's a data analyst, he's in Oshogbo, and I'm going to Oshogbo. I don't have people there. So LinkedIn has helped me a lot with networking and community. Don't play with LinkedIn community. Join one. If you don't belong to one today, look for, join. Make sure you belong to one.
This is a
Opportunity will find
community,
you.
by the way, for those people who are
Yes,
asking,
Phoenix is
right?
there
For
for
those people
you.
who are currently asking, because I think, yes, you actually, this your conversation actually reminded me because somebody in the comment section was saying, what do you mean by community? Yes, we have a community here. And of course, like we said, just to get into our community to get a lot of information is actually free of charge. So you can actually just come in and even remind us for events like this every Sunday. Most people who are already deep into the conversations. So for people who are not part of our community, they don't even know when we start. They might not even remember. Sometimes they might register. I know that maybe they are close to, because the people who registered for these events are more like 300 and something, right? So it means that somehow they wanted to come, but something happened that's right now. Okay, we are still trying to get up to 100% here. So anyway, in the spirit of this conversation, please share this event so that we can have more people on board because we want this looming darkness to end. For me, I'm very passionate. So for people who are asking, this is exactly what the Phoenix Kids was wired for, to make sure that everybody who is hanging around here, so that you're not there busy counting who is having the comments, who is, please, I hope we can be what did you call it, publishing our account balance every end of month. Maybe some of you will understand that sometimes virality is not money, but like I said, the likes and the comments are also good, especially for you, depending on your niche. And she said there was one thing she made, one conversation she said clearly. She said sometimes when people want to hire you, they also want to see your visibility. That is why you need to grow consistently because they also want to see you post about them. So if you're already having some form of what's the word, um, followership, a form of community in the light of what you're doing, a lot of people would also want to get you on board. Like me now, of course, the people that are going to eventually work in inner circle are people who generally stretch on LinkedIn. It won't be somebody who posts and goes, right? Because if you don't have, like I said, if you don't have a job now, your job right now is LinkedIn. So anybody who asks you, what are you doing? I'm LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. Anybody who asks you, say I'm on LinkedIn. So it means that you need to build your visibility. Like I told you, there are affiliate markets opportunities everywhere around LinkedIn. So everybody who you know who currently is having a coaching program has an affiliate part of it. Like I do too. So if you are here, you don't even have a job and you would want to earn, I think ours is about 20% or so. That is huge. Yes, super huge because of course, for me, I'm very biased about people working with me. I want them to do well, right? I am already personally biased about that. So that's part of the things that we are also discussing tonight. I will say it again. Oh, I think something is wrong with her network as well. Okay, so those are the part of things that we are also saying. You need to pay attention to what. So if you're currently not working, the first thing you're going to do, like we spoke about at the beginning of this event, is having a mindset that accommodates work. And it starts by you getting yourself up to do something. So let's say you are a content writer and you can't even post one post every day. So I had an opportunity to sit on, I think, a job opportunity where someone in my community was employing someone, and she told me, "Oh, this person is going to now handle my account." I said, "Oh, beautiful. Does the person have a link?" She said yes. I said, "Give me the person's profile link." When I went to the profile, this person has not posted for like how many months? So how do you want to prove that you're a social media manager? How you want to take do them? Okay, sorry guys. Sorry, if you're from other parts of the world. It means, how do you want to do it? Literally, how do you want to manage someone's social media account, but naturally you don't have a flair? Okay, is it because all of a sudden now money is involved? So these are the things. Like for me now, I write content for myself. I started out my freelance journey as a medical content writer. Anytime I want to apply for any particular jobs, literally I count. So you see, last year I posted every day for like 6 months. What I did when I was writing my resume was this: I counted those posts. Literally, so count 6 months ago. 6 months, each day in a month is, let's say, roughly 31 days, right? What I had to do was 31 times so I mean, it means that I had 31 write-ups every single day, ideologies from all parts of the world. Multiplied it by 6. Already, I was already having about 200 content creation. So this, you that you're a social media manager, you have to start from yourself. You have to start from it. Some of you don't even know that your resumes, this is your portfolio that you're already building. So you can imagine, for me this year, part of the things I did was I increased the dosage. I started posting twice a day, right? I might not spend as much time on the platform, but I ensure that I'm taking out 2 posts per day. So if someone would want to get me a job, maybe let's say in UN to write content, it's gonna flow. You can't beat me now. I mean, how will you say you're a content writer and you can't even write content for yourself? You don't even have a. So I've told you guys. You know how every single time the conversation is around counting your blessings. That is what your portfolio is. Paying attention to everything you have been offering. And it has to start with you. In the sense that when somebody wants to say, okay, let me see what you've done so far, you can go and arrange all your posts that you've written and your flow of thoughts, your ideations, how you how your hook goes, how your interests, how you define what they how you put for your solutions, and how you also give a call to action. This is essentially what people need. So I'll say it again. Whenever you get a job, this should always be in your mind. I am here to make these things easier for whoever that is employing me, right? So it's not just about earning. It's not earning, right? Everything we're discussing today is not about us earning. We're just saying, now at this point, I'm in a point in my life where I can afford time to help somebody else on their own journey. And that's essentially what we are saying tonight. So we're going to be bringing up our second speaker for the night, Chidiogo. If you're ready, please let me know from the backstage so that I can bring you up. If you're not, I'll just bring in my first person for the night. So we're going to be mixing the job fair and our speakers like that. So we have one person who is hoping to get employ someone tonight, right? I'm sure most of you did not see it coming, but that's what we're going to be doing. And I'm hoping that we can continue this one job fair per month. But then, of course, if we see somebody who is hiring, we can always bring them up on any event at all to just come pitch and then get people come on board and as well work with them. For me, I'm passionate. I don't want to see anybody making anything hard. No, no, no. These things are super easy. All you have to do is to position yourself properly. Okay, now why am I feeling like I'm laughing? Okay, so let me see. Pharmacist Grace, you can just come on board so that you can just say essentially what you want to, what you're looking at. Hello, dear man, you're welcome on board. How are you doing? Just introduce yourself, what you do, and essentially what you would be seeking out from anybody whom you would want to contact you right now. So, dear man, the mic is yours. Thank you so much, ma. Okay, I'm still yet to hear you. No, your device. Okay, so let me just go into the comment section while she's getting ready. Let's see what's going on. Okay, somebody said, okay, so like I said, everybody who is joining for the first time, please send me a DM right away. And those who are interested in joining our bootcamp, like we said, once you can talk, dear Mrs. Grace, just talk. That will be a cue from my end. Okay, somebody says I'm a beginner. Awesome. So I think you're clear.
Awesome. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, but it's echoing a lot. So I don't know if there's anything you can do about that.
Is it better now?
Excellent. Thank you so much, ma. Please, the mic is yours. So let me just also take a few moments to announce. Please, if you're currently on this live and you're looking to hire someone to help you with any particular role, please just send me a DM as well. I will come into your just send me a DM that you would want to hire, not that you want to be hired. If you want to hire, so that I can give you the link to the backstage so that you can come up. Okay. So dear ma, please, the mic is yours. And
Okay.
please, could you help me, ma, by commenting on the main post so that I can highlight your name as you're conversing? Just comment right now. Um, Maybe you just write Mrs. Grace speaking so that anybody who would want to send you a DM can just send you a DM directly. Okay, yes, I've seen you.
Okay.
Okay, oh, link. Okay, awesome. So I've done that. Oh, okay,
Okay.
yes, I think I've done that. Go
Can
ahead,
you
ma. The
hear me
mic is
now?
yours. Yes,
Can you
crystal
hear me
clear.
now? Okay.
Yes, ma, I can hear you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Grace Ogunjobi. I'm an accountant by profession. I was a chartered accountant, but I am now retired, and I am a founder of Retire Fulfilled. And Retire Fulfilled is a platform. I help professionals over 50 to achieve their financial independence and also to live a purposeful living. As many people would know, there are so many people that would call themselves retired, and all they want to do is just sleep, watch telly from 9 to 5. They know all the channels on the telly, and for me, that's not living. When you say you're retired, it doesn't mean you are now sitting down waiting to die. Forgive me to say that, but that is where a lot of people find themselves. So when I retired from work, and it was actually because I took an early retirement. I retired at age 55 because I wanted to do more. I wanted to get more out of my life. And I didn't think it was paying me the money, but I wasn't fulfilled in what I was doing. So I had to think of, okay, what next? What am I doing? How am I going to get my fulfillment? And that's why I created Retire Fulfilled, because I'm passionate about, getting everybody to live their best life in the next chapter. I always call it next chapter because as you hit that 50, it's a next chapter and it's an opportunity for you to live your best life. Even if you're not retired, you need to start working towards your retirement. What am I going to do in retirement? And a lot of people think, oh, I can't retire now because I don't have the finances. But then Retire Fulfilled is all about holistic retirement planning. So we are now getting people to think beyond finances. It's good to be financially okay, but then you need that financial independence. But then when you have that financial independence, what next? What are you going to do with your life? How are you achieving your purpose? What legacy are you creating? Are you part of a community? I know you mentioned community a lot when you were talking. Are you part of a community? Who are your social connections, or are you just sitting down at home doing nothing? So what I'm aiming to do is to get people to start thinking. You're not even supposed to get to that age 50 before you start thinking. I have so many people that will tell me, oh, I'm not at that retirement age. Yes, you're not, but are you thinking about it? What are you doing about it? Are you putting money aside, to live that kind of life? You're not waiting for that to happen. And then you're thinking, what next? What am I going to do next? And I love one of your people in your boot camp, and to be honest, she's an inspiration to me every time. I saw her comments on the program one of the times, and I don't want to drop her name in, but I'm sure you know her as well. She's a grandma and she's still going for it. So every time I see her post, it's like, yes, that's my woman. That's the kind of life I want to live. And to be honest, that's what we should all be aspiring to do. And so I started Retire Fulfilled last year. I've been doing a lot of my posting myself. I've been creating content myself, but I am at the stage now, and by the way, I'm also an empty nester. So I've got all the time to myself, and I just want to live life. I want to enjoy life. I have got a community we started with about 7 ladies, and now we're about 20 something. With every year we go on holiday together. Every summer we go walking together. It's like somebody says, oh, what is somebody doing now? I'm available. Why not? Let's go to a park. Let's go for a walk. And for me, that's living. I'm not only looking at my bank balance, I'm living life. And that's where how everybody should live their lives. Every morning, I walk every day 1 hour a day before I actually sit down to do work, and as we all know, as you get older, there's some illnesses. As a doctor, I know you know that there's some illnesses that happen, but you are living right, you're walking, physical exercises. What's your emotional well-being like? And that's why I'm so passionate about Retire Fulfilled. So, and I just love everybody to start thinking about retirement, about thinking about what I'm going to do in retirement. How am I going to impact lives? What legacy am I creating for myself? Legacy can be intentional and can be unintentional. Just be purposeful in everything you do. And that's why I'm just so passionate. And I would love someone, whoever would want to come on this journey with me. And just like you said, somebody that will help me fulfill my vision of making people, empowering people, and we can all live our best life, have this friendship group, and just out there enjoying life, as a family, as a community, as an individual. And for me, 24 hours a day is not enough for me now. Even though when I tell people I'm retired from accounting, and they tell me, oh, you are now a lady of leisure. I say, no, I'm not a lady of leisure. I actually am busier than when I was working, And so in a nutshell, I am trying to get someone to help me move this business, this platform to the next level. And I'm looking for, like, before now, I only had 220 something connections on my LinkedIn, and now it's gone up to 1,000, almost 1,200 or something like that. But I'm not counting the numbers. I'm counting the people I'm actually connecting with. These are valuable people. These are real connections, that are meaningful connections to me. And I'm just looking for somebody that would help me in this journey, that would help me move my platform to the next level. And that's why I'm looking for a social media manager stroke content strategies to help me with the content, so that I can now, and I will be attending your boot camp as well, Dr. Vivian. So, and I'm so looking forward to it as well. So it's just somebody that will help me do, we work together and then move us to the next level. Okay. Thank you.
Amazing. So that's lovely. Thank you so much, Dema, for coming on board. And so, like we said, please, her name is Mrs. Grace. Let me check the full name. Please help me write that again.
So
I think I've
on
seen someone.
LinkedIn, it's on
Okay, yes, I think I've
LinkedIn.
seen somebody write it.
Okay, that's it.
Grace
That's it.
Olubumi Adiko. So please, everybody who is currently on this conversation, please just reach out to her, send her a DM right away. So this is a name, just type it on your search bar. Just send her a DM if you're into content writing and strategies, right? What else would you need? A social media manager?
Social media manager.
Okay, awesome. So please, I hope that all of you, whoever that is reaching out to her, I hope that you yourself, you're consistent first, right? And then you
Yes.
have that passion. So please go ahead and reach out to her. Thank you so much, Ma, for coming on board. And I've said it again, as many who would want to employ people today, please come up. Like we said, this is our job fair. We're willing to interrupt our conversations just to ensure that you get that opportunity that you're looking for. Thank you so much, dear Ma, for coming on board. And
Thank
yes,
you.
you're welcome to the boot camp, and I'm super
Thank you.
excited. I can't wait
I'm
to
so
work with you.
looking forward to it, to be honest,
Thank you so
honestly.
much.
Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome. Dear.
Thank
Have an
you.
amazing day. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, so Chidi, if you're listening to me and you're ready, please help me by indicating. So I've seen a lot of persons in the conversation saying that they want to join the community, they want to join the bootcamp. Please go ahead and send me a DM. But then on the thread of these conversations, I think I had indicated that earlier, but I'm going to indicate that as well, maybe now in a bit. But as many persons who want to join the bootcamp, just come to my DM, especially if this is your first time on LinkedIn or your first time here. Just send me a DM right away and that you're interested in the bootcamp. It's really going to help a lot of things because, like we said, most of the times our community is already wired to help. So if even if when we have people closer, for the people who finished from the last bootcamp, they in fact I can literally say that there were not many persons. You know, a lot of people disappear after any boot camp, but then I could say that at least our response rates, in the sense of people coming back out and they are posting regularly. In fact, it's more like a family bond because there are certain secrets and cheat sheets we're going to tell you in the boot camp, so that everybody whom you came out with, you literally have them in your connections and they are super beneficial to you as well as you for them. Like we said, me, if it's when it comes to job opportunities, right in the camp like that, we ensure that people get those opportunities to hire people as well. So this job fair is more like a cheat sheet that I'm giving. Of course, the people who are inside know that from your business opportunities, your opportunity to converse with us. For the first week of the camp, we literally converse literally every day. So I would say that if we want to probably put a price on this camp, you can't pay anything less than 150 or 200,000. So anything we tell you, just know that we tried to probably step it down as much as possible to just make sure that you're comfortable. I don't know any person that will do that for you. I mean, ensuring that you're meeting every day just to make sure that you are meeting up to your goals and we're getting the response to your challenges in real time. I don't know who does that. So I'll still say it again. If you're interested, send me a DM because like we said, we're going to close our curtain because once we our marketing team goes public with everything they want to do, I'm certainly sure that we might not be able to contain some of you that are still experiencing cold feet. So go ahead and reach out to me. If you check this post, when you go out, maybe you click that three dots on the side of on the right side of this event, you'd see like every conversation before, even on the post, there is an opportunity for you to register there already. So I should be seeing everybody register as we grow. So if you are currently here again, and you're probably joining us for the first time, my name is Dr. Vivian Magnus, and like I said, you're welcome to this event. We said that today we're going to try to be super prompt and straight to the point because we are super concerned about you. The reason why we're coming out every week is because we know that there are people who suffered on LinkedIn like me. Okay, so some of us were there busy counting likes and comments, and we didn't have anything to show for it for literally months. Some of us, we stretched for people, we didn't even know how to ask them for the monies. When we stretch, in fact, other people will eventually go and collect the monies because you stretch and work for people for free, and then other persons eventually collect, who can collect, ask for their monies, literally ask for. So those are part of the things that we want to stop as a community. So everything in our mind is how to ensure that you're growing. I'm talking about business growth, career growth, public speaking growth. Like I say, it's every single time. This community is wired for public speaking. So if you're joining us, so part of the perks for everybody who has passed through our community is that they get an opportunity to just speak whenever, whatever topic. So like I said, our topics for the whole year is out, right? Is already out, and those who have, in fact, the people in the first bootcamp set of persons had already decided on where they are going to be speaking, and I told them to prepare appropriately for whatever topic that they've decided on, because like we said, that is how we want to ensure that everybody who is coming up here is coming up with quality, because we want you to be prepared ahead of time. Like we said, now we're operating the podcast method, so it means that we're not going to do a whole lot of projections as we would have, because it covers our face. So I'm going back to the comment section. Thank you so much, everyone. Chidi, if you're ready, please just indicate. Like we said, today we're discussing how to start your global remote work journey, and she's gonna be talking to us. She's a HR specialist, so she's going to be telling us about the best practices, how to apply. We had already started introducing that a little more. So, but then you're going to know what to do, how to prepare for an interview, and a few more other things that whatever she's willing to share with us today. She also has her school as well. So if you are here and you're looking forward to an opportunity to be guided, like I said, everybody I bring here, everybody who is in my community who comes up here has a business, and that's just the truth, because I am not going to be biased in that direction, and I'm not going to say that you should be finding it. I'm not going to magnify your inability not to collect money in whatever you do, right? I'm going to make sure that you charge appropriately for what you are doing. So that's exactly what we're going. Everybody who comes here has a community or has people they are serving, so that you pay attention to, so that of course, for people who, if you're just joining now, we brought in a data analyst specialist. Please, if you want to work with her, please reach out to me on that direction as well. But then you saw her name boldly written, but you can as well just reach out to her again so that you can work with her. Of course, you heard her goal of reaching 3,000 students this year, and they have already in 5 states, and they've already started that drive. So I will say it again. If you're interested in the bootcamp, just write interested in the bootcamp. Send it right now in my DM, because I know that things might come up and you get super distracted. So don't just write it in the comment section. Write it in my DM. And one of the things I would also add to say is, if you're a first timer, just enter my DM. Just enter my DM first. We're not even talking about money yet. Just enter first, because you need help. Trust me, you don't want to waste your time just gallivanting everywhere. That money that you probably want to buy shawarma with can just save you all that stress and give you some form of guidance and mentorship, so that you don't lose your time. I said it again. If you are here and you are thinking because you don't have a job, you are free. You are not free. You can take it to the bank and cash it. You are not free. So that's essentially what Phoenix Gate is here to do, to ensure that you are accounting for every minute of your time while you grow your brand, your personal brand. So I think she's ready. Chijogo, if you're ready, just give me a thumbs up and I'll bring you up. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you're ready, so that I know that you can hear me. Okay, so let me go right into the comment section. Let me go right into the comment section and see something. Okay, so so Christiana says this is her first time here and she's loving everything. Thank you so much, Christiana, for coming on board. Okay, yes. Awesome. Thank you so much, Princess, for letting them know. Yes, we plan now. So someone said, how can we join the community? I said, go ahead and send me a DM. But most times when we create posts for events like that, literally we write everything. So I think Cyber Hijabi was celebrating Mommy Olushola. Good to see you, dear man. We love you. Said absolutely, we know her. Okay, so Dr. Tevi say we know her. Yes, awesome. These are my family members. Your children should not be. Yes, awesome. Okay, so Chidiogo, if you're ready, please show me a thumbs up and then I'll bring you on board. That means you can hear me. So wow, that's the life. Okay, awesome. Okay, so this were part of the conversations while Mrs. Grace was conversing. Awesome. So I'll just spotlight them quickly and then we go straight into the conversation. Awesome. See, okay, yes, so I can see what Dr. Smeya said as well. Okay, awesome. Okay, Chidi, okay, please go ahead and okay, I'm bringing you up now. Are you awesome? Welcome. Please let's go ahead and celebrate her. Let's do as our manner is. I actually forgot today. Part of things you're gonna say is Chidi for the win. So how do we do that? Chidi for the win. For the win. Okay, so let's say CW. Okay, no, CFW. Please, if you're currently on this live with us, because we like our live events to be super conversational, right? So please, if you're currently on this live event, please just type CFW so that she knows the amount of persons who are listening in on her. Thank you so much, Chidiogo, for coming on board. Please confirm that you can hear me and you can start your conversation as well. Thank you so much for giving us a little of your time today, and we really, really honor you. Thank you. The mic is yours.
Okay, I can hear you clearly. Can you confirm that you can hear me clearly on
Awesome.
the end
Crystal
also?
clear. I can hear you as well.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining today's session. Thank you, Dr. Guya, for the amazing work you've been doing so far with Phoenix Gates, empowering people to step out of their comfort zones, step out of their limiting mindsets and believe, right, to become who they truly supposed to be, right? Breaking barriers, transforming lives. I don't know why I wrote that in somewhere today and it's just stuck in my head. Breaking limits, transforming lives. I don't know. I wrote it down somewhere.
Mm,
Yeah, so
amazing.
so Dr. Vivian asked me to speak on, job applications, right, and issue your interviews. Elizabeth, who has spoken earlier. Well done, Elizabeth. Thank you very much for that amazing discussion. She was very clear, right? And she really covered a whole lot of areas, right, on how you need to prepare, how you need to put yourself out there, because really you cannot continue to hide yourself. A light cannot be hidden under a cup. So you must therefore place yourself on a stand, place yourself on a mountain, for you to be seen and seen for the whole world, for people that know and need what you have to come out and approach you for it. That's one key thing. Um, we've hidden for a long time, and sometimes our cultural beliefs, cultural things that cultural mindset has really held us back from really manifesting ourselves, from really putting ourselves out there. And so sometimes if you look deep down, you would realize that your problem is actually some things you've held on to all your life. And if you can only break free from those beliefs, you would see that you start achieving things that you, you have always thought was unimaginable for you to achieve. A practical example of that, in my life, it's like I had to break certain limiting beliefs. I could not move up to a certain level in my career. I could not attain some things, that I attained. Even stepping out, you know, um, it was stepping out on LinkedIn was a big deal for me, because I've never been one to be in the spotlight. I've always wanted I've always wanted to I've always wanted to be one that is just behind the scene doing what I'm doing and all that. But I had to step out of that belief system and go break free from me, so that I can be able to achieve. And thank God, it's been 2 years of no, yeah, this year will make it 3 years of my intentionally being on LinkedIn. And I say, thank you, Mama Lushola. Thank you. I see you. I love you, Mama.
I
So
knew you needed to see that, so I had to highlight it.
um yeah, it's been this year making 3 years of my intentionally stepping out on LinkedIn, and I would say that my career has really seen a transformation, and my brand and all that, and it's even helped me personally, because I tell people a lot of things, that skills that you pick up, right, in the place of work, on even on LinkedIn, you feel it's just for work. But if you look deep down, you transcend beyond work into your personal life, into your family. Because there are some things that I do. And my husband will say, don't bring it, don't bring your HR thing here. Because I'm trying to, I'm trying to be ethical. I'm trying to be, lawful. I'm trying to, follow process, and like, don't bring HR thing here. Just think as the wife here. Don't. I cannot break free, because is now part of me, because that's my brand. That's who I am, right? And it's now part of me. So talking about applications, right? Of course, there are a lot of opportunities that are bound, right? And as Elizabeth clearly mentioned, most of it come from referrals. A lot of opportunities now, they're hardly posted. Even myself, currently there is a job offer, like there's a job opportunity I got recently. I can't remember when I did not apply for it, because I've not seen any email. I've tried, most times if I get the email, I'll check my sent items to see when and where. But obviously that came from a referral. I had to ask, how did you get my CV? I said, someone give it to them. So you see how putting yourself out there, right? Because you never know who is watching you. Most people that most as the first speaker clearly mentioned, most people that would recommend you, most times they're not even liking your post. They're just reading and passing. That's the funny thing. I've had so many people reach out to me in my HR community, like, oh Chidi, I see what you're doing online, well done. But I cannot remember them liking my post. But they're like complimenting my work and seeing what I'm doing. So that means, if you're counting likes and comments, as Doc said, really, you're just really wasting your time. Just keep on putting things out there, because you never really know which one is the one that will open the door for you. So back to why we're here, how you can apply for your jobs very well in the right application, and all that. Not that, so seeing in the course of my over a decade experience of being a HR professional, right? I've reviewed thousands of CVs and interviewed thousands of people, done different levels of recruitment from across different levels, right? Um, Across different levels, even interviewing people that expatriates in quotes. I'm here in Nigeria, right? And sometimes we'd have to do, outside country recruitment, where they have to recruit people from that are non-Nigerian for different roles. And I see a lot of people make, and you would expect that in this age and time, right, with the surplus information, that's available online, with the chat GPT and different resumes. There's even when you like it's so easy now that when you go to your Word, MS Word, right? You see resume templates already there. So it's just for you to just plug and play. But you see a lot of people make them mistakes, and you say, oh, I've applied for 50, I've sent 50 applications, but I'm not getting any call or nothing. Or people are not even, or those that know you are not even confident enough to send your CV through, because it's not even looking, um it's not even looking like what is meant to be. Um so first now I want to cover is how we can write our resume, right? To ensure that it communicates, what exactly we want to communicate. So your resume is like, so for we recruiters, we don't spend up to 1 minute to determine if a CV is right to move to the next level or not. So that means you have, like, less than 6 seconds to catch the eye of a recruiter. So briefly, I'll just give like a rundown of how your CV should look like. So your name should be boldly written on your CV. Your phone number, a phone number that works. A lot of candidates put phone numbers that don't even work, and I don't know how people still do that in this age and time. Like, you call them and it's unreachable. Sometimes you call more than twice. I get it that sometimes we may be in a network, in an area where probably the connection is not strong, but like some people, as they just put numbers that are not working, right? If possible, put an alternate number. And please, if you're trying to use your mother's number or your father's number or your brother's number, right, you need to tell it that, oh, I'm putting your number on my CV in case somebody calls, that person doesn't end up being rude to the recruiter that is calling. Because I've experienced that before, right? I called the candidate. The first number wasn't going. I then called the second line. I think it was the sister, the brother. People like, who is, like, so raz and so, like, I had to be patient. Like, okay, to understand. Okay, people are different, right? I'm not. This is not the person, so I had to complain. Okay, I'm trying to reach so person. Please let the person know that I'm calling from here. Get him to get him to get him to call me back. Get him to call me back when he's free, right? Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you crystal clear. You never
Okay.
went.
Okay, so tell him to call me back when when he gets to reach out to him. So I had to, like, be calm, in that. But some people are not, they would already have that bias already, that this person is not a serious candidate at all, and recruiters, they are not patient. When you have over 100 CVs to review, you are not patient. Like, you're trying to, reach your timeline, reach your target of, of when you're meant to get the candidate on board to resume. So first thing first, put in a phone number that is reachable. Also put your email address. So let's use professional email address, not sweetheart 2024 at gmail.com. Use the professional email address. I said you can never go wrong with using your name. So your first name, last name, at whatever.com, or your first name. So just use your name, right? Of let it be professional, and also include your LinkedIn, your profile link to your LinkedIn on your
Okay,
CV
I wanted
before.
to interrupt you a little bit on that. Like, they tell people literally every single place, everywhere, have a professional email. Then you see email of let's say Viv 245558. One of my friend who is an HR said that every single time she sees some of those on serious emails, that literally that's how she cancels people off. That's even her first way. Like if she sees a
Yeah.
very poorly, so everybody should actually come up with a work email that is suited. Like for me, my LinkedIn email is not my work email. The email I have for my that I send out. So anybody who comes to my profile to probably get my mail is an inbound lead. That means the person already knows me and wants to work with me. The person
Mm-hmm.
came of his own accord. But if I am
Yeah.
documenting any further email in a hope that I'm going to work with somebody, one
With
of the
this
first things I'm
person.
going to do, have a specific, in fact, we can even say if that job really means so much to you, have a job specific mail, in the sense that once an email comes in, you know that it's those people informing you about something, so that you don't use one mail for every single thing. And that's why a lot of us who are currently on this life are losing job opportunities, because I can't, it happened to me. I'm not
Yes.
saying that, I mean, 4 years ago during COVID-19, I got a job to work at the national hospital, the then national hospital. I mean, you guys,
In
I've written it
Abuja.
before. Okay. Yes, the then National Hospital, and I didn't know that that job came because I didn't open my mail. And I don't know, maybe they would have called me, but I didn't. I didn't. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
the spur of the moment, everybody was concerned about COVID-19 and all that, so I didn't even
Mm.
know when that job came. So that's why it's very essential that if you're applying for any particular job, if you want to have a job specific mail, you better do, so
Mm-hmm.
that anytime you get an alert, you know that definitely the only persons you gave this email to was this particular company, and definitely
Mm-hmm.
it's either a rejection mail or an acceptance mail. And for God's sake, we eat this we eat rejection as breakfast, so that you don't start saying, what if they don't accept me, what if they accept you? Okay, so that's
You
just
will
what I
get
wanted to
you will get so many rejection before you get that one
add.
acceptance. So brace up for it. It's part of life.
Yes.
Failure is part of life. And I know I always tell people, you have to look for I've been
I
insulted
wanted you
to, but
to
I'm like,
see it.
hmm, this
I
one.
wanted you to see that.
Ah. As I said, before you put someone else's phone number that is not yours, tell me that, oh, I'm using your phone number or my CV. Please, in case you get any call from any company, please. So
But I
the
think
person
personally,
is
I actually
aware.
think that that is
And
risky if
again,
you have a
know who you're
volatile.
putting.
Okay, awesome. I was saying I particularly think that that is risky if you have a volatile friend or a relative that you know that, sorry for want of words, the person's head is literally touching. I'm trying my best to be as professional as possible. Please don't let the person have any access to such information, because you are literally going to give. So that person who's, I think mom M was saying that she has been insulted by an applicant's relation. So you know what that literally means, that that job
Yeah,
will literally kiss itself goodbye, except where, I don't know, it has to take an
true,
intervention and design.
true.
In fact, 2 years fasting, literally. So thank you so much for bringing that up. The mic is yours, dear man.
Yes. So so it's very important, right, to also put your LinkedIn profile right on your CV, so people can, so the recruiter can easily check here, because we always check out candidates, right, to know more about you, especially if the role has to because people always want to employ people that are also good for their brand. Branding to matter, and companies are very peculiar about their branding also. The next thing after that first header is to have a professional summary of yourself, right? People they just ramble a lot of things around there. So for me, that what I put there is like my elevator pitch, right? So it's just a few lines about myself. So like a summary of um what I've done, who I am, right, and what I have to offer, right. So just briefly, they can know who exactly who this person is. So next thing after that is to, so in arranging your experiences, right. I thought we've gone past that stage, but I was shocked when I recently, late last year, saw someone's CV, and the person started from the first experience. I thought I had gone past that stage, but I was so shocked when I saw it recently, like late last year. I'm like, how? Who does this in this age and time? So please always start with your most recent experience first, right? Because that's the most recent information about you, and I'm sure that's what you want people to see more. Because over the years, you have evolved, right? So that is your most recent evolution, right? So it's important for you to have your most recent experience at the top of this of your CV, and it's okay if you've had like quite a number of different experiences or different jobs you've done. It's important for you to. It's okay if you only put those roles that are relevant to the job you're applying for. So as I said, always tailor your applications to the job role you are applying for. So you can be someone who is skilled in social media, customer service, VA, digital marketing. Maybe you are skilled in these four areas. So you can't just have one CV and use that CV to apply for all these roles. So you need to have a CV tailored for each of the specific roles that you want to apply for, and then put those jobs you've done that are to that role that you're applying for. So that's it's because you are in a competition, right, with other people. And as I said earlier, we use less than 60 seconds to determine if you're moving forward with a candidate or not. So if your CV is not clearly communicating what you want to see, right, you can get dropped out at that initial selection phase of the process. So ensure that the experiences that you have on your CV are relevant to the roles you are applying for. Have more than one CV, right, for different roles that you're trying to that you're looking out for, and ensure that your experience starts from the most recent one, because that's what shows what you currently are doing. Like for example, now initially early on in my career, when I was less than 5 years, I had my NYC experience. But now my NYC experience is nowhere to be found on my CV. Over time, as I progress, I will drop the next one. So as I as, as I move up, I'll drop off some things off my CV, because of course, I want to always want to put your best foot forward, right? Get me into the interview room. The goal is to get yourself into the interview room first. That's the goal. Secure yourself an interview so that you can go there and defend yourself, because that's the most people is that's the most the um getting yourself into that interview is the first and most important step, because when you get in there, any question or concern they have, that's where they can action and you can further clarify. So let's say you have a gap, you can explain yourself there. But if your CV is not well enough for them to invite you, there's no way you can never explain, and you might be thinking that, oh, maybe it's because I have a gap, that's why you're not inviting me. But probably no, maybe because your CV is not clearly saying anything. It's not compelling enough for them to invite, because recruiters really, we don't want to waste our time, and we want to deal with the first five, the best five, and then move on from there. So you're in that tough competition, right? And also in writing out what you've done, right, is important to make your CV achievement based, not just writing just your job description. So some people just copy copy their job description from what they're doing and paste it on their CV. Like, it doesn't make sense. So how do we know what we've done? How do we know the value add of you? How do we know what you've achieved? How would you know how we know your skill set? So it's better for you to craft your CV, achievement based. How many sales have you brought in? By what percent, what transformation have you led, how many dollar sales have you made, or how many percentage have you increased? So was there any innovative thing you've done? If yes, put it on your CV. And then what's the impact of the business in terms of efficiency of optimization, business growth, turnaround, or something like that? Just because you need to include those things. Your CV must have metrics, numbers. Gone are the days where we just have CV just based on words, numbers, percentages, figures of what you've done, of your achievements. That is clear, because everything has to be measurable. If your goal is not measurable, there's nothing at all that you've achieved, because there has to be a way for us to measure it. So it's important to have, your CV written achievement based, and not just copying your job description into your CV like that, because that's what a lot of people just do on with their CV. So moving on to, so now you've gotten that good CV, that great CV, and then now you've not been invited, right? So as we clearly mentioned, right, have an email address that is working, a professional email address. And as me now personally, I have one email that's for my job applications, and so I know that anything jobs goes to that email. So I'm always checking that email, spam, promotion, inbox, junk, everything, every angle, spam, promotion, inbox. I had a mentee who said she got an invite for a job, right? So she was preparing for the interview, but they had sent her a brief of what she was going to do, but entered her spam. So she went for that interview without the information that they asked for. So you just imagine, because you need to check your spam. You need to check spam, promotion, inbox, because your emails, these things, the email tech, it gets messed up, right? Sometimes, and I know the email can go into your spam, and if you don't check, because I know a lot of people that don't check their spam at all. But I don't know, but I wonder why. It's still your email, right? You check your spam, check your promotion, check your inbox also, to ensure that you don't miss, because for some kind of interviews you want to go for, they might require presentations or case studies, and when they send that to you, and you miss out on that also affects your final scores and rating, right? For those interview. So when it comes to preparing for the job interviews, right? So no matter the interview that you're preparing for, whether for remote opportunity or physical or on-site role, it's still the same rules that apply, right? The same rules apply, the same CV they want. If you are a creative, have your portfolio of what you've done, right? You can't tell me you're a graphic designer and I can't see anything that you have designed. So you need to have a portfolio of what you've done, so that it's clear, right? Because there are some roles that I won't look at your CV. I want to see what you have done. That's what I'll use to rate you, right? Because it's more, it's practical. It's not a theoretical role per se. If you're a social media manager, what pages have you managed, right? Even if you have not managed people's pages, let me see your page and how you're managing your page, because that would also you need to, as Vivian said, even if you don't have a job, that thing that you intend to do, right, or that thing you're looking out for to do, what are you doing towards it? So I say a lot of people say, oh, maybe I want to be a social media manager, or I want to be a HR person, or this or that. So what are you doing towards that? You don't have a role yet in that. What are you doing towards that? Are there places that you volunteer to work with them, so as you can learn and get the experience, and see how, and see, and see if that is really what you want to do, because so many people are caught up with the fame and the fast, or the beauty of how, like, some people say, oh, I want to do HR. Why? Because I like people. You like people. When we say that, oh, because I like people, oh, no, you don't like people. You've not met people. when when you meet people at the workplace, you know if you truly like if you truly like people or not. So those volunteering internship chances will give you the 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 um the chance to know if that's really what you want to do, right? So open yourself up to volunteering, um, and also building your own self towards. So I said, if you're a social media manager, or if you're aspiring to be one, and maybe you've not gotten anybody's page to manage, your own page, how are you managing that page? It might not be your own, because some people, they, especially those that say they're introvert, they're like, oh, I don't want to have my own personal page. I know I've heard of someone that created a what's the word now? Not fake, like a page, right? On Instagram, and he's just building it. Like it's not tied to him. You won't, but he's the one that is working on that. So he's trying to build his skills out. When he approaches you, that I can manage the system. They're like, what pages have you managed? He said, oh, this page, I'm managing that page, but you don't, but you won't. But that's someone trying to be smart. You know, he 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 doesn't want to put himself
This
like his
is
own
fire.
personal
I had
self
to
out
comment. I had to comment. This is fire. I'm just hoping that all the social media managers who are currently on live can even pay
there.
attention. I think one of the things that some people do even is that when they build pages like that, especially Instagram, of course, you can't do that on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Instagram, Facebook, you can actually build pages like that and sell them.
tell them
Yes.
yes.
So this is
Yeah,
also developing a business for what you do. So, like I would
yeah,
say it again as we started this event, we said it again. If you think because you're not working actively with someone now, then you're jobless, then you really need to think again. You have not paid attention to the business of what you do. And for us,
yes.
that's what we essentially do in the masterclass. Please go ahead. I don't want to interrupt that. I just wanted to make sure that that point is driven home for those who are.
Okay, so and as we also say, right, finding a job is a full-time job on its own. So you are never jobless. It's a full-time job on its own because there are a lot of research to be done. There are a lot, even I I have a book, right, that I wrote. I have two books actually that I wrote. One is on 20 interview questions and how to answer them. And the second book is from job hunt to dream offer. It's like a guide on how to go to interviews. Even as a recruiter that I'm experienced, if I'm going for job interview, I still go to my book and read my book, glance through it before. So it's just to renew my knowledge, right? And look at those things I studied in the book. Because sometimes you just need to always remind yourself of those things, but not overly get too comfortable with it and all that. So yeah, so looking for a job is a full-time job. So when going for your interview, so now you've done your resume is fine, it's nice, and now you've gotten that interview invite, right? So after you've gotten an interview invite, it's important to always acknowledge your interview invite. So it's like the interviewers can know that okay, you're available and prepare themselves for um for your time. And also you can also as you 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 can also check out your interviewers online. So so don't now come to researching the company. Don't go to an interview unprepared, even if it's for an individual. So let's say I'm trying to hire you now as a social media person, right? I expect you to come and tell me things about myself that I don't know. So research about the company, right? Or the individual, whatever role that you're applying for, or that you are being interviewed for, right? Research about it, know about them. A lot of people are now online, so there's no much hidden information. Try to get what you can about the founders, their growth, their spread. So with that, you can with that at the back of your mind, you'll be able to come up with probable questions that they could ask you just by researching. You can be able to create out questions that they can possibly ask you, or what you would even ask. Because so many people go for interviews and they ask them, "Do you have any question?" And they say no. Don't you ever, don't you dare, don't ever. They ask you, "Do you have any question?" And say no. What? That like everybody that do that. I just your score have dropped. I'm just telling you that's my own. Your score has dropped because you need to have questions. That means you've not done any research about the company or about the brand, because there has to be questions for you to ask, right? Even if there's no question for you to ask, something from probably a question that you felt you didn't answer properly, you can just ask them to explain to you what they meant by that. That's just find a way to end that, because that's like a I don't know, that's like a smoothing conversation, right? So let's say everything has been tensed up, right? That last question can be like a a make or break, because it can be like the tension breaker. And I've been in interviews whereby you probably myself or the candidate ask probably, okay, I've been in interviews where I was a candidate, right? I asked a question after after the interview, and it led to another series of questions from them again. So it's so
Amazing.
like we now dug. So with that, I was not able to now say some things that I didn't say throughout the interview, and then it now be like it's like sold myself more. So if I didn't ask that question, right, I might not, because it's a game, right? You are in a fierce competition, right? You're trying to outshine the candidates that are there with you, right? So you need to be able to ask questions, look for questions, and it can only come when you research. So that's okay. Let me give you one trick that I do, right? So I go to either ChatGPT or Meta AI on WhatsApp, and I say, okay, I'm interviewing for this role at this company. Can you help me with questions I can ask the interviewer after the interview? And it gives me a rundown of questions, and I pick from there. That's my secret. And I pick from
Amazing.
there. And I ask,
I think
and
that's
I
a
ask,
good one.
and it brings up questions that I can ask. I know
Yes.
he presents you as a smart person, as someone who is smart, and with that you're able to drive more conversations, and then even open up more areas. And if possible, right, they can even now probably a question that's probably you didn't really answer well, it can now come up again, and you'll be able to answer it properly, because you've now had like a clearer understanding of it. So these are things that we tend to miss out, right? When we are going for interviews, we feel that, oh, and this happens when we feel that we know somebody. It happens, especially when we go through referral. It happens, right? Or when we do internal recruitment. I know someone at where I work that when you're invited for an internal interview, go for it the same way you would go for it if it was another company you're going to be interviewed with. A lot of people do that. They take the internal promotion interviews very lax, like, it's not us, I'll get it. But you don't know the phase the company is. You don't know
Hmm.
what the company is looking out for. Do you understand? And then you go there, so relaxed, and then you now miss out on the chance that's meant to be yours because you didn't come prepared. So every interview, right, is not a do or die affair, but go in there, knowing that you have other people to to beat, and it's a chance for you to sell yourself. You are marketing yourself. You are a marketer. It's a chance for you to market yourself, right? So if you don't market yourself, so for me, right, depending on the company and the role, before the interview, I used to write, I shall note down things I've done in my previous workplaces that closely aligns with what I'm being interviewed for, so that I'm not talking off point. So let's say I'm going for a certain role, right? I'll look for, okay, what have I done in the past that aligns with that? So if they're asking me to tell you about myself or what I've done, that's what I'll be telling you. I'll be hitting on those areas more, because those are the ones that stand out more to what you want, to what your own brand is. If I go to somewhere else, I would say something else, because that's what would align there. So that and that can only come when you have researched about the company. So research about whosoever they're going to be interviewing with, whether it is an individual, a company, a brand, whosoever, because that shows that you are ready and you want, because we want to see that you want it, right? Not just that
Hmm.
you're trying to force it. We want to see that you want it, because it's because that will show your level of commitment and eagerness, right? We want to see that you want it, and we also learn how to clearly communicate what you do or what you've done. That's why it's important to always note down your achievements that are in line with the role that you're going for, so that you have it clearly. You've gone through it, you've practiced how you can present it, right? Even practice your likable questions at you, because first they must always ask you, tell me about yourself, and many people still don't get it, right? So tell me about yourself. You must learn how to say that story, how to say how to say your story, and then make it about that. Yeah, someone said make it about them. They want to know that you know about them. You know, infuse your story, infuse your achievements to what the company wants or what the company is looking out for. Sometimes, right, you can be lucky, right, before the interview starts. Some companies can give you like a brief about the company, so you can use that also to build your questions, right, and build and then come up with the kind of topics that they can ask you with. So if you don't do a lot of research, you miss out on it, because that's the basis. Researching the company, and even researching your interviewers also. Once they send you an email, look at the names that are attached to the email. If there's no names attached to the email, go to the company's profile on LinkedIn, check for their employees, check for who are those that you're likely to report to, because you are likely to so your panel would be made up of the hiring manager. That's who your role would report to, and the HR, of course. So when you interview them, when you research them, right? Yeah, and then you go through their profiles, you're able to know what kind of background they have. Sometimes you can decipher how they think, right? And then if there's similarities, like there was an interview that I went for, the guy looked like my friend. I said, "Oh, you look so much like my friend." We need to make the ground less tense. Everybody laughs and we're like, oh, so you, you need to research about this so that you can know how to best approach them, and the kind of lingua franca that's applicable in that industry, right? You can't be going for a certain role and you're not speaking the language of that role, right? You need to be able to speak the language of that role also. Then I always tell people, your physical appearance is key. Even though it's a virtual interview, you need to dress like as if you're going for a physical interview, because all these things count. And many people don't, they just overlook those things, right? But they all count, right? I've heard someone say that that she stopped an interview with a candidate because the way the person was dressed. Like you're coming for an interview, you're wearing strap camisole because it's virtual interview.
My goodness, that's some
So
guts.
she had to cancel the interview. You're not serious because it's virtual.
Crazy,
Do you understand?
crazy.
So you need to dress the same way you dress if you're going for a physical interview. So you need to that also shows that you want the role, and you're not complacent about it. I always tell people, even if it is your father's company that are going for an interview, you need to be at the top of your game. You need to be at your best,
Yes,
because you never know. Probably your father, in his mind, he does not want to, like, he's very strict, because business is business. Especially
of
if it's
course.
like if it's someone that is like very very brutal, in business. Business is business, and then he will not want, just even though you're his child, he will still want you to be at your best. So you need to go for every interview, at your best, because even if you are not selected, who says the people that interviewed you cannot recommend you for another role outside? So there was someone that I'd brought in one place I'd worked before. So how did I get his CV? I was talking to a friend of mine. I said, I'm looking for this person. Like, I'm looking for someone to fit this role, right? I told him what I wanted. He said, oh, there was a candidate that we had interviewed before. But the issue was that the one that that we were offering him was below his budget. Like, send me his CV now. That's how. So if the candidate didn't go for, like, if he went for that interview and he wasn't at his best, my friend will not have the, like, he won't be encouraged to send me his CV. Do you get? So
Amazing.
because he had gone for that interview, impressed the recruiter, and the recruiter was not able to refer him to me. So And all recruiters, right, we have like a circle, right? So you should be able to impress your your recruiters at every point in time, so that they can also recommend you and refer you for other roles that, um even if you don't come up, um even if you're not chosen for that role. And also I've also seen cases whereby you go for interview for probably a certain role, and then probably they chose somebody, they they chose someone else, but then they now reach out to you to offer you another role that probably had to now be created because, oh, there's no, this person is a great talent though, she knows what she's doing, and then based on business need, and that new role was now created, a role that you didn't even interview for, was now created because of your performance of how you did for that one. So if you didn't perform well, there's no way that opportunity will go, because businesses are always evolving, right? They're always looking out for what is best for us, how do we improve. And once they see candidates and they don't want to lose that candidate, they're willing to go above and beyond to secure kind of, because now is a war for talent, right? So basically that's just it. The key thing, as I said, is research, and research would cover a lot of things. It let you know, more about the company, their financials, the way they do, the industry they play in, and to also help you refine your question, and also help you even refine your answers, right? And highlight the achievements that you have that are tied to that industry, and also it also lets you know, more about the culture, and even the computer. So I cringe when people call for interview and they ask you about the company, right? When did the company start? You don't know, you know. More like, if they ask you, okay, so what do you know about Dr. Vivian? And they're just there looking. I want to work with Dr. Vivian, and I don't know anything about her, Dr. Vivian. And you've come boldly for that interview. So it's important for you to know that, to research about the company or the brand that you want to work with, and that will give you an upper hand, because a lot of candidates don't do that, right? And when you do that, you're able to gain an upper hand. And then also prepare for your interview. Learn how to tell your story when you're asked, tell me about yourself. Learn how to answer behavioral based questions, scenario based questions. Also prepare ahead for the interview. If it's a virtual interview, ensure that your network works fine. If it's a physical, if, if it's a physical interview, right? Ensure that you get there on time. Dress properly, right? Dress properly for your interview. And one thing I do, especially if I'm going for a physical, even virtual interview, right, I try to dress the color of the brand. I try to infuse the color of the brand somewhere. That shows belongingness, right? And that I'm part of you. Like I aim to be a part of you, right? So those are things that I do here and there, and just put yourself, and then also be ready for rejections, because you're going to get a lot of rejections. It's not a it's not a time for you to be depressed, right? There's always lessons. So you look at the teachable moments, right? What did you not do well in, and how can you take that and then improve on it to be better? What question did you not answer well? What did you not do well, right? So that you can prepare better, because you never know if your next interview, if it will be that same thing that you missed out, that will still come out in your next interview. So prepare well. Make use of your social media, your LinkedIn, to build connections, to build network, and also to research, on your interviewer, so you know how to answer the questions. Research more about the company, carry out your background checks also, right? Yes, so yeah. So this full name of the interviewer. So I've, I've gone for an interview, right? And before the interview start, it was a panel of four people, or no, of three people, of three persons. They said their names. Guess what? After the interview, they asked me, "So, what are our names?" I was shocked. That was the first time I'd experienced that. After the interview, they asked me, "So, what are our names?" Luckily, thank God I memorized their names. So after that, since that experience, I'm always careful to note down the names of who my panel is, so that I can, so that in case they ask me at the end, I can be able to. And even when you are done with the interview, instead of saying thank you, sir, for the time, thank you, Mr. Dakpo, Mr. This for your time. With that, they know that, oh, you've grabbed you've grabbed our names, right? And it builds that connection. So anything to build connection, because people want to employ people that, so aside from you knowing the technicalities of your role, people want to employ people that that they feel connected with, or that they can vibe with, easily, and not someone that they feel that, this one will be hard to work with. So you need to be able to know how to build those connections, to ease out tension, and all that. So um that's basically it, right? Researching the
Amazing.
company,
Amazing.
preparing
Thank you
yourself
so
for the
much.
interview.
Awesome, awesome. Still stay because there are lots of conversations that are going to become, like I said, part of the style that we're trying to adopt as well is because we are already preparing for our personal podcasts, like super close. So when this is going to be out, you're going to literally see it as both of us conversing. I'd want to say thank you so much. I don't know. I would want everybody to please mention her on this comment. If you're currently live on this event and you can see her, just go ahead and mention and say thank you, Chidiogo, for this amazing. I don't know, I learned so much, especially about the research. Now I think one of the things that a lot of people don't pay attention to is this. I mean, okay, I'm a founder now, right? And my business is super growing. My love for people has made it super easy for me to have a lot of people come on ground contacting me, speaking with me and all that. And I want to start paying attention to, I want to start building systems because I want other people to get involved in what I'm doing. I mean, it's only
Mm,
easy for me to bring somebody on board who already. I think it's fair. Some people are thinking it's wickedness. Like she said here, she said, to look for a job is a full time job. So there was no time you were ever free. Like if you really want to look for a job, as in the job that is befitting for you, a very good job, not just something on the
yeah.
side to
Mm-hmm.
spend your time. And I think it's fair that you will come to me in the name of what I've been doing. Like if you've come for all my events, let's say we scheduled an interview, which is likely going to happen this coming week. Part of the things you're going to be conversing is on the events. You're going to be talking about okay, some of the things you've learned,
Mm-hmm.
how we can do better on these live sessions. How that's what
Yes, what you
research
can do
gives you.
better. Yeah.
You give the founder a cheat sheet. I think part of the things you should be seeing yourself do is how you can help them even before you're employed. So I think nobody will be
Yes.
more biased if I was a very smart person conducting an interview and you're already telling me, sir, I checked on your LinkedIn and the last time you you posted is like 5 years ago, sir. Sincerely, there's so much money in LinkedIn. Then you start giving metrics of how you're able to turn the life of this person. For God's sake, if I'm the one, I will definitely pay attention to you. Even if someone is telling me that the
Mm-hmm.
person is coming from Cambridge and the person has not mentioned where my pain point is, his
Yes.
result has nothing, has no way, it doesn't help me in any way. So that's part of the thing. I
Mm-hmm.
said, consider it. I'll say it again and again, guys. Life is about exchange. See, if you want
Yes.
to do well, ensure that whoever you're partnering with or whoever you want to work with is also benefiting from your partnership. And that's why, even for us, these life events, every single time that we come out, we also want to spur people. Please don't wait until it's the event day before you come and then you're sharing it. We're missing out on a lot of first timers who probably will miss
Mm.
out on these opportunities to be educated. So we say that as soon as you see some of these posts curated, like what we're going to do tonight already, you just share it immediately so that as many persons can just jump in. Now that's what I'm seeing. That is primarily the first. So if I know somebody who always comes to these events and the person is always chatting, I'll be super biased already compared to other people who just come or are sitting in the dark. They don't want to say that they are
Yeah.
here. They don't even want to convert. So there are some people who have been here all through these conversations and they've not said one word. So that's how you know that some of these opportunities to be visible that you are losing, you're leaving money on the table. So everybody today, we actually just had some form of farmsing where we had mommy M. I mean, of course, the first person who spoke, second person who spoke kind of spotlighted her and all she has been doing for her, how she's been a mentor. And literally everybody was already saying, yes, yes, we knew her. So now there's no way people can't be connected to one another. So I'll say it again. If this is your first time here, scream it all the top. Your visibility is your money. Just in case you've not heard us
Mm-hmm.
say it, we've said it over and over again. Every single time you have to converse, this is part of the things that people want to employ as well. And that's what she's essentially saying. So looking for a job is a full-time job, so it means you have to look the part. Reading around whoever you want to work for is an opportunity for you to hit the nail on the head, so that when you're I had an opportunity to be interviewed at one point. Frankly speaking, I've always had a business on the side to do, so I've never been job desperate, in the sense that every single time I go for to look for a job, you can never all those jitters, all those pressures that a lot of people have, those tension, is when you are not working on something, it's going to come on you. That's
Mm-hmm.
imposter telling you have not done enough work. So we're seeing it when you're having those adrenaline rush and many other things, hormones working against your body. It's just telling you, yes, you're about to represent what you normally would not do. You need to pay more attention to this particular aspect. So the goal is not essentially to just pass that interview. The goal is to come out on the other side and finding out things that you need to improve on yourself for. So me, most of the times when I go for, even today, if I decide to go for any interview, as you they look me, sorry guys, I'm African, okay, so I'm Nigerian. So I'm going to still explain what I mean. Like, as you they look me, I they look you. It simply means that for every conversation, I'm looking at you. I'm not scared of you. I came to help you, for God's sake. So what exactly is the pressure about? I'm just hoping that everybody who is currently listening in should just pay attention to this. Every time you have an opportunity to work for someone, it means that what you're putting
Mm-hmm.
something, maybe the business side of you, on hold. If you're here, no matter what you do, every time you pick up that job application, every time you pick up that resume and submit, you are putting a hold on whatever it is you've been trying to create for your own personal brand, and you are trying to help somebody out. There is a mindset you should enter an interview with. I am here to help. And
Mm-hmm.
frankly speaking, if I need to work for you, of course, you're going to remunerate me, but I'm essentially here to help you. So I won't fall under any form. I don't pray. Sometimes I laugh, I smile, every little thing I can do. Of course, if they say something funny, I laugh, to just tell them that, okay, I'm comfortable around you. I've read around
Yeah.
this. This is not a pressure. And that's what a lot of people want to work with. I want to work with a confident person. I want to work with somebody who already knows me. So I think it's fair. It's not even about saying, oh, I need to read. It's demystify it. It just means that every time I'm conversing with this person, at the end of this event or this interview, this person should be able to know, should know that, okay, I've already started the work. So the best way to get the job is to actually start the work before the job. That way all those nerves go away. I think it has happened to me before. I had an opportunity when I went for the interview. I mean, the person was asking all sorts of questions. I was just looking because, frankly speaking, like I tell you guys every single time, I've always been an entrepreneur. I was born in an entrepreneurial home. So I know 1001 things I can do. Probably if I want to get a job, I know that I'm to help you. And it's with all sincerity. It's not because I'm saying it overboard or priding in anything. I know that everybody I'm going to work for, because I have a track record of giving my life. So part of the things I would just do is carefully tell you some of the places. I mean, I had an opportunity to be interviewed. Yes, like I was saying. And literally, guess what happened? After that interview, they had to make me do a presentation. Even the interviewers were asking me, is this thing you're saying, is it really possible? I say, yes. I did a roadmap, a chart to show them how these things can be achievable. Now,
Can
that's
work.
what research can do for you. It gives you an opportunity to put people in your um enter people's shoes and literally bring healing to them. It's a spirit.
Yeah.
In fact, I love interviews. I love conversations. Those are things you have to be telling yourself every single time. I love interviews. I love conversations, because this is a way that people can get to know that I love them and I can help them out. So for those introverts currently in the comment section and all across the world, please stop priding in things that will not help you. Even if you're an introvert, find ways, like she said again, And I said it again as well as and at the beginning of this event. This is a creator economy. It means that anybody who creates is ahead. Anybody who creates anything at all is ahead. So I am not comfortable with the camera. I will start by consistently conversing, creating content around explaining what I do. So if you're on LinkedIn and you're still wondering how to come up with a content calendar based on what you do, of course, she had told us again, go to ChatGPT, prompt it, get topics specific for your niche, start creating videos. It might be blurry, it might be dark, it might be, I don't know, just you just name it. You will grow. You will grow, of course, every single day. Some of you who have noticed, as of last week, this was not our setup. Another week we'll still try another setup. We'll keep trying until we eventually get a setup that explains literally everything that we want to offer. And guess what? Some of you think that I'm just coming out every Sunday because I want to come out. I'm also building a resume around it. And for some of you,
Yes.
like we said, we are also certifying people for some of these events. If you want to have a proof that okay, you were trained in this and that, you can DM me and I'll give you access to that as well. So part of the things we are saying essentially is your content can actually be an activity. Like, I don't know, it can be a job for you. So someone can see that you created a very beautiful video. Like now, I have somebody that I'm currently working with in the US who met me on this platform simply because I have been showing up. And the person was like, "Oh, Vivian, I have a project. I would want you to help me record all my educational materials." It's actually a research. I think I posted about it during the week, a clinical research acceleration program, and he wanted me to just do some. Of course, the money had to be. So you see that everybody has a level that they are hoping to attain to. So imagine that you're going to pay me like $10,000 to record something like that. My dear, I will sit down beside my camera and I will do all the recordings that is necessary. So all those literally what's the word? All those posts you're looking down on, somebody is out there admiring the fact that how you write on your post, all those videos that you're saying,
How
ah,
you
my camera is
record.
blurry. Somebody needs it. So for us at the Phoenix Kid, that's part of the things we always tell you. We know the business side of your professionalism. That's why, in fact, officially, this is officially the first time we're even discussing HR interviewing, because we actually believe that a lot of people already have jobs. It's just that they don't know, right? And they don't even know the business side of their jobs. But then, of course, this is very essential as well, because we are saying that, okay, if you have to get these remote opportunities, you need to meet specific people who will push you in that particular direction. So please, guys, go ahead and send connection requests to her and ensure that you are following her. I think you have a program, right? Chidi.
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
Yes, I
Please just go
do.
ahead and
So
talk
I
about your
had
program.
the um, so it's called the Thriving Employee Bootcamp. So this that we're starting off the third cohort on February 8th. So it's a 21-day program where it's like a speed mentoring program. Yeah, I'll put it that way,
Awesome.
where we cover
Awesome.
personal branding, interviewing, and then thriving at the workplace. Because those are three key challenge areas where I've seen that a lot of people find issues with. Majority questions that I've got from people, also, how do I let people know what I'm doing at the workplace? Because I also used to have that issue also. You're doing a lot, but it seems like as if everybody's seeing what you're doing,
A
or
closed mouth is a closed
nobody's knowing what
destiny.
you're doing, and
You will not even believe.
they're seeing people that you're better off getting opportunities, right? So how to put yourself out on LinkedIn, even though, and this talk coming from someone, I'm an introvert, like I am an introvert. I don't like talking. I am to myself. I can stay in my room all day, all week long. I'm not much in the living room. Is that bad? I can be in my room all day at home. I'm not come out, step my foot to the living room at all, because I'm just in myself to myself, and I know how to keep myself company. Right, so I'm not bothered about about people, but knowing how to break out from there, right, and then start putting myself online, and how I'm able to build how I'm able to build my brand online. So that's what we would also do, and also how to mastering the art of interviewing. What you need to look out for your CV crafting, because that's a challenge, and then also thriving at the workplace. Because a lot of people, you've gotten the job, they're in the job, but you still don't know how to move around the job. There is an art of workplace, right? And you need to know how to move around the workplace, right? So those are areas that we would cover in the mini mentoring session. And it's just going for 15,000 naira, right? But if you reach out to me from um from Dr. Vivian's platform, just send me a DM and say, I'm from Doc's platform, I want to join the boot camp. I'll give you for 10,000 naira. So I'll give you 5,000 naira off.
Amazing. Amazing. So
So I'm
guys,
not
please do well to
promising
reach out to her.
I'm not
Right.
promising that. I know it's like is this like my own purpose project, right? Because I know where I'm coming from. I didn't have opportunities. I didn't have people around me, right, that I could look up to. I had to, learn, make mistakes, make errors before I now start getting close to people that mattered in my industry. And what intentionally putting myself out there did for me that opened me up to people in my industry, top players in my industry. I'm now
Amazing.
close to them. They now look out for me and all that. So if I'm not if I didn't step out of my shell, right, I put myself out there, right, I build my personal brand, right. I won't get it. There's something that a mentor of mine told me. If I mention her name, she's top HR.
Oh my goodness. What's going on? Hello. Can you hear me? Sorry, give me a moment. Okay, someone is asking a question right here. She said, okay, um, Chidi, if you can see me and hear me, please kindly send me a private message right now. Send me a private message right now. So I'm going to quickly just go deep into everyone who has been conversing so far. Okay, awesome. So somebody just left a message and said, okay, give me a moment. Okay, ma'am, what happens when you're building a parenting career on LinkedIn, for instance, and your profile will be reviewed upon applying for virtual assistant role? You're well developed with what is the possible outcome? Can you probably send another message, probably explaining this? I mean, you had said on your profile that you are into parenting, you're building a parenting career on LinkedIn. I mean, if you are building a parenting career on LinkedIn, then you might want to get jobs that are specific for parenting career. So don't write on your profile what you're not representing. That's essentially what I'm going to say. If you want to go for a virtual assistant role or you want to stay in the community of virtual assistants, part of the first things you might want to pay attention to is start by literally optimizing your profile specific for that role, because virtual assistant is actually a very wide range of jobs. Yes, so it means that virtual assistant is a niche on its own. Therefore, it needs for you to explain. Maybe one of the things you might want to talk about is the fact that you can actually serve virtually, but then you can explain that your niche is you're very interested in building a parenting career, but that doesn't really take out your the what's the word now, the opportunity for you to get virtual assistant. So please, you might want to, if you are interested in virtual assistant, part of the main things you would have to do is what? Pay attention to optimize your profile specific in that direction as well. So I'm going to be looking through again. She said, okay, awesome. So like we said, Chijogo has said also she has a HR. She's also currently taking up camp members as well. Please go ahead and reach out to her now in her DM. Please just go ahead and chat her up. I think I have a friend of mine who is supposed to be chatting from the US, but I don't know why he's not here. That's the person I was working with the project. He was initially on this stream before he left. He was supposed to employ. I don't know how we're going to do it if he doesn't come back in a few seconds, because I don't want to delay people. I want to make sure that we stay our 3 hours that we normally do. I even plan to probably shorten the time of conversation. So for most of our speakers today, we actually gave them 15 minutes, but I saw that all of you were enjoying the conversation, so I didn't want to come in. And of course, I had an opportunity to contribute as well. Like we said, we're preparing and positioning ourselves for podcasting, so we don't want to just have videos that we can't share everywhere else. So that's why we didn't have everybody who are currently on backstage come up at the same time. I just don't know if he heard me when I said I made that particular statement. We just barely have about 12 minutes to go. And like I've said again, we have done strict strings of topics. For January, we paid attention to personal branding. So if you've missed out, that those particular posts, we're not taking them off of us. So please, I want to give you an opportunity to thank Chidiogo for all her contributions so far. Please go ahead and leave some of those conversations on the chat. Let her know. Maybe, like we said, CFW, that's Chidiogo for the win, and thank her super well. Please, like I said, please be a person of exchange. The way to buy things, the way to say thanks is also to come into the person's sphere of influence, the person's community. So I'm also saying that as well, because that is why she took her time to probably share her lights and share every opportunity she has. Of course, you can see how um filled with expertise she is, so you might want to just reach out. So essentially the first person as well, Elizabeth, also is an amazing person. Please do well to reach out to her when I'm going to curate a thank you post for this evening, because that's my post for the day, and also to curate the events for the month. Please go ahead, help us share. Like I said, sharing it today is not as important as sharing it immediately it comes up, because that way we get an opportunity to meet more newbies that we're helping, people who need some form of direction. Like I said, this platform, if I had gotten this platform a few months ago when I started, I'm not sure I'll be where I am now. There are lots of things you need to know about LinkedIn that people might not outrightly tell you, so that you don't go about chasing what is not necessary, and then your career might suffer some hold, or your private life, or your business, or your relationship, or your marital life. Like we said again, if you're just joining us, we have proclivities for people who probably their first time, for nursing moms as well, because I'm a nursing mom. Like I said, when I started this, my children were just a few months old and they were twins. So I don't know, tell me tell me pressure without telling me pressure. That's essentially what I am here to do. I want you to understand. And of course, I have exceptional persons in my community, like Pharmacist Ope, like Mommy Olushola. All of them are persons who are in the empty nesting group, who are still pushing daily, so that you really have people that can inspire you in whatever direction. Like we said also, by next week, we're starting our boot camp on the 10th as well. We're starting our boot camp on the 10th. Reason being that we want to get as many excellent persons. Of course, like we said, we paid attention to everybody who has been entering our DMs and saying, so anybody who wants to join the boot camp right now, just send me a DM first. That's the way I have a documentation that you are up on ground and you're willing to take this journey with me, so that we can just everything you need to know. Definitely on this post as well, the event post already have everything you need to do, whether clicking to pay and all that. But then if you have any form of financial constraint, like I said, I will not sell the bootcamp shorts because of you. But then if you give me a personal message on the reason why, I can see there's some of the things that you need to do, so that in the end you still find out that you paid for it, so that you don't come on a bootcamp. I've realized that, especially for our masterclass, because it's priced super high, a lot of people who eventually jump on board, part of the things they do is, after coming on board, they will now feel like, oh, maybe they didn't pay like every other person, and then they are becoming like a desker. Like I said, make sure that your money goes where your heart goes. If not, you're going to, like, I don't know how to explain it. You're going to look down on whatever it is you're receiving. I've done Phoenix Gates Group. We did Phoenix Gates Group free for 4 months, everything from events, every little thing. Of course, like I said, for some of you who are just seeing us come out every week here, you better glean as much as you can. So for some people who are no longer coming for the event, or they think that they can always come up, like we said, we're going to delete this event by tomorrow from here, so that if you need to watch it, we'll send you to our podcast where you need to watch it, right? Also, this is it, because we don't want you to feel like, okay, it's a place where you can literally just come at any time and get the information, because it will not be good for you. In your mind, you just be telling yourself, hey, I'll come and rewatch. Before you know it, all the personal branding we did for the whole month of January, that's how it literally went off. And then part of the things you now realize that us as a community, we've moved as regards of personal branding, but you did not move. So that's where the challenge is. We want to ensure that we carry everybody along. I'll say it again. If I am coming out weekly, it's because of you. Now, part of the things that we're going to be doing as well is that we're going to be making changes as regards the number of persons that will also be coming live, so that we can make the streams very short, very, very short. Like I said, every speaker that came on board today was 15 minutes we worked with, right? So, but then this is us apologizing if we expanded this job fair. We're going to move, like we said, if we need to, if there are more people who contact me today that they're hiring, I might have to add a part of the event. So it's literally going to be like the coming of Christ, right? You won't know the day that a job will come up so that you keep coming. This is me using the Jesus principle, Abby. I think I'm doing well. I want you to say doing well, DW on the live on the comment section if you're still here with me, because I want to be sure that I'm not the only one just conversing, right? I think my monitor went off, so I've not been able to see what is going on the other side. So essentially, this is what I am saying again. If you're interested to join the bootcamp, please jump on it. If you've never earned on LinkedIn, I would always prescribe the masterclass. Part of the things I've moved on for the masterclass, we've tried to make it as one-on-one as possible so that you will literally open your brain and spread it. So for those of you who are saying how do I start my journey, how to start my global remote work journey, okay, awesome. So I'm seeing you guys already. How to start your global remote job journey, like everything we've conversed today. Generally, we said you need to have the mindset. Know that you already have a job, and to get a job is a job already. Pay attention to the persons who are going to give you the job, not necessarily where traffics are every morning, right? I'll still preach it. If you want to be more visible, yes, it's possible that you can comment on some of these lead creators who have traffics, but the question is, are they giving you the job you need? Are they giving you the opportunities you need? You might need to pay attention to those people where who don't even have any comments. That might even be your, as a social media manager. If I was a social media manager, one of the first things I'm going to do is, when I notice that somebody doesn't have much reach and impression, I can consistently for a week comment on the person's comment section every single time. Then the next thing I'm going to do by the next week is to go into the person's DM and say, I can see that you're I love what you're doing as regards this and this. Don't you think you need more people to see what you're doing? Okay, if you really think that you don't have time, how about I manage your account probably for a week for free? If you think that a lot of persons have seen it, good enough, we can extend our contract. Well, this is what I would normally charge, but for the sake of this relationship and the fact that I really, really want to show you that I am interested in you, I am going to go ahead and just do this now. And then, of course, if you think that you need to, based on my results with you, I have worked with this, and this. These were the results I have. If you're comfortable with that, then let's go on the job. I've just told somebody how to get a job right now as we speak. Right now as we speak. So every single time we have an opportunity to have some of these lives, there are lots of headaches that go through it. Right. I've seen a lot of people attempt these life events. They think it's I just came up and say I am going to do life events. I am going to it's not by bone face. That's okay. So I understand that there are people all across the world joining this, right? So it's not really by saying, oh, I'm gonna do it. There has to be systems that support. Your system can start with your brand story. Like for all of you know that the brand story of the Phoenix Kids Group, I scream it over and over again. I was in a point in my life where I just felt okay. Maybe I was super noisy, but when it comes to, and I always had ideas. Always, in fact, every single time you see the changes going on Phoenix Gate, rarely do I even have to talk to anybody. I literally just meditate. I literally just meditate and I'm getting super ideas. So job fair, officially, there's nobody that has done job fair, at least in my circle on LinkedIn. So that if anybody is trying to do it now, just say, It's the Phoenix Gate that started this. No, now everybody's doing it. Now this is it. It's because I already have a heart for people, and then I meditate a lot, I think. So once ideas come to me, I become accountable to those ideas. So part of the things you also want to do for yourself is to have an idea book. I use my book mark a lot. And once an idea comes to me, you're the one who is saying this idea, it doesn't have what do they call it? It doesn't have T's, it doesn't have I's. You're the one who is waiting to cross your I's and dot your T's. But I'll tell you this clearly, if you step out, you're a million times better than all those who had an idea and didn't do anything about it. Step out with the little one you have. So this is an idea that we are literally sharing now. We're saying, okay, jump up to the, at least try it. Nicodemus, no, is it Nicodemus? No, not. Yes, even if you're Nicodemus, we said we have a private session for you, where, like I said, somebody who actually joined this call paid 6 figures for the private session, right? So it's possible that you might want to be interested in the private session because you are super busy. It's fine and good. We are here from all across the board. We've had people from the US, the UK. In fact, for me now, it's not even about countries or counting countries. Is that we already have the results. We want to see you blossom. For me, that is my passion. If you're a nursing mom here, all the better, because I am literally where you are. And if you're a soft life gang, in the sense that you probably married a very prosperous person and you're wondering what to do with your life, you don't think working is a thing for you, please just come. You need a one-on-one session with me. By the time I'm done talking with you, at least we started this conversation at the beginning of this event where we're talking about how work can be a healing. Success can literally be what would ease some of those pressure, jealousy pressure. A lot of us here are super jealous because we are not working, we're not doing anything with our lives. So every time you see somebody do something, you think that is one serious thing. And like I told you guys, everybody who comes on the LinkedIn event, you know that there's nothing we are doing that we push overtly. Everybody in the boot camp knows that the perfect nudging is this: you can do it, you can still do it, you can do it, you can do better, you can do it. So that's exactly what we are saying for everybody who is currently on this call. If you need any of those help, join the boot camp. Part of the things we didn't really accentuate in our meeting today as well, we said that the boot camp also involves YouTube. So we're all, as well, growing our YouTube. I mean, for me, I started my YouTube journey surprisingly this year as well, and I decided to incorporate it on the boot camp because I wanted to be accountable for all the people who are in the camp with me as well. I'm still posting. In fact, yesterday I still posted. I still, of course, this event is already today's post for me. So I'm not telling you anything that I'm not preaching. I've said it again. For some of you who are waiting to cross your eyes and dot your eyes and cross your T's, that is why you have not started anything with yourself. You might want to think again. Like what I said as well, what we do in the masterclass, we show you the business side of what you are doing now so that you don't have to wait for a job for you to start the business. You actually just incorporate both of them. You might be looking for a job, but you're already developing your portfolio. So most times, one of the things I've realized as well is that your portfolio is your business. Your portfolio, in fact, the best way to build your portfolio is to start a business about what you do. So it simply means this: I don't have a job as a virtual assistant, but I know that there are a lot of people who don't know how to use, let's say, Google Workstation like I do. So you know what? I'm going to create a course around Google Workstation. I'm going to be teaching everybody I know. I'm going to give myself time. Now, this is me. Oh God, this thing I'm telling you guys is a million naira. So I'm from Nigeria, so I'm going to call a million naira idea, because what it means that I'm going to start training people already. When I'm ready to pivot, I pivot with them. Okay, so I'm going to do dot dot dot. You can hear the rest in the masterclass if you want to come in. I just want to make it easy for you to understand that, right? And guess what? The business side of your skills will always make you earn higher than your job aspect. Now, the job aspect, you might be delayed because you're hoping that you'll be at the mercy of someone to get a job. But the business aspect of your skill is that you're already doing it. And guess what? When you become more proficient, like I told you guys at the beginning, you're an expert is just somebody who has done something over and over again, and it's going to make it easier with whoever he's going to work with. So how about I start making it easier now before I start working with other persons? So part of the things you might want to do is, as you're doing the business side, you're building your personal brand, you're using your personal brand, your business. Some of you don't know the opportunities I've gotten simply by talking. Some people might just see me, my profile, and say, oh, founder, okay, founder. But because of some of these activities, you guys know how our introduction is. We took our time. I call it, as a believer, I call it counting your blessings. I write down I said to the last number of person that registered for all our events so far, we have documentations about that. When I see a role specific for that, I curate it and literally hand it over to the HR. So that's what one of the things that we are pushing as a community. So I'll say it again: pay attention to yourself, pay attention to what you are doing now. You are never free. Okay, so we're 2 minutes behind time. So just give me a moment. If you have questions now, let it be that it's your questions that delayed us right now. If you have a question, please just drop your question now. I'll do well to just answer these questions. Then I will just show you all what we plan to offer. So for those people who came in late, you just take a moment to watch this video. That's what we're offering right now. Please send a DM. I want to see at least 50 persons inside my DM today. That's my plan, because I want to make sure that we get as many people into the community. Like we said, part of the things that we offer is as well you having an opportunity to speak on our live events, because as the year runs out, we just want to ensure that only the people who have also pushed us, strengthened us, get to be spotlighted, but I think it's super fair, right? So while I'm waiting on the questions, I'm
Hi,
going to
it's
just
2025, and you're still wondering or considering if you would pay attention to multiple streams of income or not.
I want to laugh a bit, but then someone by the side is just nudging me and saying, "Excuse me, I've not even gotten one job yet." What? In a creator economy where literally 134.5 million persons show up on LinkedIn literally every day, guys, there are 1 billion professionals on LinkedIn, which makes it the largest professional network. On YouTube is another 8 billion persons looking forward to meet you, and you're still languishing in your one job. My name is Dr. Vivian Magnus, and I am a medical doctor as well as a lead coach of the Phoenix Kids Group. And guess what? We are out to educate every human being on the earth freely every week. Click that link and join the community of excellent persons. I can tell that you're already wondering if this is something you can do. Now, this is one thing you should know. You will rise to the level of your goals. Yes, it's 2025, and I know that book is filled up with so many goals. We're welcoming you to be one of our exceptional members, as well as join our bootcamp or our masterclass. So if you have never earned on the internet and you don't even know the business side of what you do, now I'm saying this because I know you're a medical doctor right there and you're wondering if it's going to be possible, and then you're a nursing mother right there and you're wondering if your life has paused. Well, you're going to have to join me on this journey. Right now we're going to be starting our 3 weeks long boot camp of Ginger. Yeah, and it's because I will literally make you do what you have to do. At the end of this camp, you get an opportunity to also be inducted into our members, our public speaking pool. This and so much more we're going to be offering to you who is watching this video. Kindly click on both links. If you're ready to join the bootcamp, we're waiting for you on the other side. And if you are willing to just join the free community where we meet literally every week, do well to also click the link. Imagine you ending 2025 in the best of your rides, in the best of your houses, as well as raising your kids effortless. Well, that's exactly what my story is. Join me on this journey. Thank you. Amazing. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening in. So I'm going to see if we have any questions. If we don't have, we're going to call it a night. Yes. Phoenix Gate is finishing super early. That's part of things. We want to also see how we can shorten the time as well. Shorten it to as much as possible. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, Princess, for saying that as well. Thank you so much. Awesome. I use Trello for myself and my clients to save ideas, especially those ones that come in the bathroom exactly and on the road. I could share it here. Awesome. Please go ahead and share. Thank you so much, everyone. So I'm going to be ending this event in 4. So I would say again, thank you everybody for coming in. I lost contact with the last person. So if we need to bring him up and a few other persons who will be hiring in the next week, please, I will not let you guys know. Like I said, it's going to be as the coming of Jesus Christ. So part of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting as much people hiring in between our events to come and pitch. Then one maximum thing is that we're going to make sure that we have one job fair every month. So you're welcome to our amazing society. Like I said, if today is your first time here, please send me a DM now. Say first time, and then of course join the bootcamp, and then we are here for you. Thank you so much for joining in. I will remain your excellent Dr. Vivian Magnus. I honor you. I respect you. Thank you so much for giving me your time, and then I love you. Next week we have a something brimming, right? Let our leaders in the public speaking pool will decide how we churn it out. So one of the things we want to do is to converse a team per month, and that's what we did last month. So if you don't know anything about personal branding, just click on my events and just go and watch and be educated, because we did a little series in that. So that's essentially what I'm here to do. I remain your excellent Dr. Vivian Magnus, and I love you. Do have an amazing day. So I'm going to be ending this live stream in 4. Okay, so give me a moment. Let me put my media assets up. In 4. Hi,
it's 2025, and you're still wondering or considering if you would pay attention to multiple streams of income or not.
I want to laugh a bit, but then someone by the side is just nudging me and saying, "Excuse me, I've not even gotten one job yet." What? In a creator economy where literally 134.5 million persons show up on LinkedIn literally every day, guys, there are 1 billion professionals on LinkedIn, which makes it the largest professional network. On YouTube is another 8 billion persons looking forward to meet you, and you're still languishing in your one job. My name is Dr. Vivian Magnus, and I am a medical doctor as well as a lead coach of the Phoenix Kids Group. And guess what? We are out to educate every human being on the earth freely every week. Click that link and join the community of excellent persons. I can tell that you're already wondering if this is something you can do. Now, this is one thing you should know. You will rise to the level of your goals. Yes, it's 2025, and I know that book is filled up with so many goals. We're welcoming you to be one of our exceptional members, as well as join our bootcamp or our masterclass. So if you have never earned on the internet and you don't even know the business side of what you do, now I'm saying this because I know you're a medical doctor right there and you're wondering if it's going to be possible. And then you're a nursing mother right there and you're wondering if your life has paused. Well, you're going to have to join me on this journey. Right now, we're going to be starting our 3 weeks longer boot camp of Ginger. Yeah. And it's because I will literally make you do what you have to do. At the end of this camp, you get an opportunity to also be inducted into our members, our public speaking pool. This and so much more, we're going to be offering to you who is watching this video. Kindly click on both links. If you're ready to join the bootcamp, we're waiting for you on the other side. And if you are willing to just join the free community where we meet literally every week, do well to also click the link. Imagine you ending 2025 in the best of your rides, in the best of your houses, as well as raising your kids effortless. Well, that's exactly what my story is. Join me on this journey. Thank you. Hi, it's 20